Su Xing embellished his words, yet the populace of the Buddha kingdom felt this was a profound mystery, endlessly incredible. But that impermanence, nirvana, and truth body that Su Xing spoke of was in accordance with the Dharma of the Nirvana Sutra. They gazed at Su Xing with particularly awed expressions. Senior monk No Buddha that had been preaching upon the plaza about the removal of idols was very resentful that his wind had been stolen by a little brat, but hearing those words, he could not find any reason to refute. This was an admonition from the Platform Sutra of Sixth Patriarch. How could he have found anything? After a while, Senior monk No Buddha could only use his magic energy to shout, "Azure Dragon Territory, do not mislead the Buddha kingdom." Su Xing was currently supervoid middle stage cultivation. He could cross the entire Buddha kingdom unhindered. This senior monk No Buddha nevertheless did not discern Su Xing's cultivation. In the range of the central celestial, he did not place the Azure Dragon Territory in his gaze. "Senior monk, please speak if you wish to refute." Su Xing smiled. Senior monk No Buddha paused for a while before he finally solemnly replied, "What is there to refute against embellished words? Everyone, the Azure Dragon Territory cultivator, dares to speak to us of Buddhism's Nirvana Sutra. Do not be taken in by his glib tongue. What is this monk talking about? The murdering Buddha-chan sect you are currently preaching is a sect of Buddhism first established by Su Xing." Shi Yuan was upset. She felt this senior monk was a bit jealous and did not have that previously refined attitude. "Ha ha, that is truly nonsense. How can the murdering Buddha-chan sect's great Tao be comprehended by a frivolous cultivator like you?" He had already heard about Wu Xinjie and Hua Wanyue's suggestive agreement just now. He was inwardly resentful these cultivators were powerless yet would unexpectedly make a bet on Buddhist theory. Originally, this senior monk had thought Su Xing spoke cryptically to swindle. He would properly rebuke the brat and make everyone impressed, expanding his sect. He never imagined that Su Xing's words were extremely profound. Senior monk No Buddha was surprised, thus he raged against Su Xing with a sort of embarrassment from being duped. In the Buddha kingdom's 9 firmaments, everyone knows that this murdering Buddha-chan sect was originally created by the Purple Thunder monster. This monster burned the Buddha upon the pagoda's sea of bitterness, making the 6 patriarchs speechless. "Miss Benefactor." Saying this, senior monk No Buddha suddenly stopped. Legend said that the Purple Thunder monster contracted numerous star generals, and among them was the Harm star, cold and elegant beyond compare. Senior monk No Buddha glanced at Wu Xiao and abruptly felt this cool and elegant attitude was quite like the legendary pilgrim who faced the 6 patriarchs. Long, flowing black hair reaching past her but ice-cold eyes, and an icily arrogant and independent temperament. "Could you be the Buddha-killing ghost?" Senior monk No Buddha was astonished. "Sorry to disappoint." Su Xing blinked. "Just what is this Buddha-killing ghost name?" Every single one of the Buddha kingdom's people gasped in alarm and surprise. When the holy monk chose his disciple back then, the Purple Thunder monster could be said to have shocked the Buddha kingdom. In the end, not only did he surprisingly defeat the 6 patriarchs and become the one to receive the holy monk's mantle and the 5 dragons' lantern, even blossoming the meditative mind lotus flower, the entire Buddha kingdom simply treated this monster as its newest idol. And the entirely new idol brought up the great Tao of eliminating idols. For a time, his name was as famous as the 6 patriarchs. Thus, Su Xing's sect, the murdering Buddha-chan sect, could be said to be flourishing. In just a short half-year, it had become the newest of the Buddha kingdom's 6 sects. Because of his feat of burning the Buddha on the sea of bitterness, the Buddha kingdom changed the name of Purple Thunder monster to the Buddha-killing ghost. The Buddha-killing ghost of Buddha kingdom, their adoration could be seen. A lotus flower blossomed behind Su Xing. Everyone had their doubts erased. Disciple No Buddha does not have eyes and asks Buddha to be compassionate. Senior monk No Buddha knelt in worship. A false reputation is like a drifting cloud. No need to worry. Su Xing feigned profundity. He was very clear that the Buddha kingdom most loved this kind of act. The more profound he acted and the more cryptic his words, the more they revered him. All of the central celestial was shaken. Multitudes of commoners ran over to personally see the face of the Buddha-killing ghost, to burn incense in ritual, which made the Su Xing who had originally thought to tease them very depressed. "I'm not dead yet, why are you burning incense for me?" Su Xing's wives looked at each other and were at a loss of what to do. Holy monk invites the Buddha-killing ghost into the pagoda for an audience. At this time, a small boy ran over and saluted. Su Xing wanted to break away from the situation. "Founder, poor monk will surely turn the murdering Buddha-chan sect into the #1 school of Buddhism on behalf of founder." Having seen the Buddha-killing ghost in person, senior monk No Buddha's old face was very moved. Su Xing followed the boy away. Atop the pagoda of the Central Celestial, Su Xing spotted Holy Monk Four Noble Truths. After greeting him, Su Xing went straight to the point. "Holy Monk, your servant has come this time to see Shaking. Your servant wonders how she is right now? Shaking has waited a long time for benefactor." Holy Monk Four Noble Truths took a good look at Su Xing. Something else was in those aged eyes. Su Xing's brow wrinkled, hearing a deeper meaning in Holy Monk Four Noble Truths' words. However, Buddhism has always loved deeper meanings, so Su Xing did not take much notice. So as to not disturb Lu Shaking's meditation, Su Xing came to the prayer room alone. He opened the door and sat down, and then saw the solitary star Lu Shaking that he had not seen for so long. Just like the first time they met, Lu Shaking was dignified and pious, her eyes extremely calm, her rippling hair flowing past her shoulders like a waterfall. Boundless feelings were inside his heart, and he had wanted to take her by the hands and hug her, but the moment he saw Lu Shaking's pious expression, that expression immediately vanished into thin air, as if hugging and touching would profane her. To see benefactor Su Xing is safe and sound, Shaking is relieved. Lu Shaking also sat down and prepared tea for him. Green as a spring, soaking into his heart. "How have you been here?" Su Xing gently asked. "No one must have dared bully you? I'd definitely help you vent." Lu Shaking slightly shook her head and smiled. "Benefactor worries too much." Shaking listened to the holy monk's sermons and advanced her meditative mind. "I could tell." Su Xing smiled. Although she had meditated in the Buddha kingdom for a long time, his seeing clearly could discern this. Lu Shaking's realm had contrarily increased by a great amount. She was already nearly matched with Lin Ning Mei at true Phoenix realm. Su Xing knew that a meditative mind could increase realm, but Lu Shaking's realm at this time had reached a bottleneck. "Shaking, have you seen through the star duels?" Su Xing curiously asked. Lu Shaking pondered a bit and answered, "In seeking Bodhi, feelings exist in a thought. Shaking has yet to understand." Su Xing was somewhat puzzled and said, "Now the Buddha kingdom has a Buddha-killing ghost among the 6 patriarchs. I feel you should go seek him out." Shaking. Shaking wonders what prayers this Buddha-killing ghost Buddha would have for her. Lu Shaking smiled and asked, "Shaking, you are comprehending the star duels, but you are placed outside of the star duels and in the end, are unable to comprehend." Su Xing pondered and then earnestly said, "It would be better for you to come with me. If a so-called Buddha killer can become a Buddha, then you can comprehend the star duels in a star duel. If meditation isn't working, then it's time to change paths." So the Buddha-killing ghost turned out to be benefactor. Lu Shaking smiled. "Shaking, what do you think?" Su Xing eagerly asked. Although he did not oppose Lu Shaking meditating upon the star duels in the Buddha kingdom, ever since Shi Xiuxiu sacrificed herself, Su Xing's mind had a sort of unsteady feeling. And Su Xing's words were not wrong. To comprehend the star duels, it was best to place oneself in them. As the Buddha said, "If I do not go into hell, then who will?" Of course, Su Xing at times felt, if I do not go into hell, then let whoever loves to go into hell go there. Lu Shaking stared at Su Xing, her eyes calm. After a long while, she gently said, "Benefactor, let us go out for a stroll." "Okay." The polo flowers blossomed, and chanting continued. Su Xing and Lu Shaking walked along the streets of the Central Celestial. The dermic atmosphere was thick, as expected of the Buddha kingdom's Central Celestial, surprisingly making him unable to feel even a bit frivolous. It was rare to be invited to walk through the Central Celestial with Lu Shaking. Su Xing walked alongside her, and the solitary star did not utter a word. Su Xing believed he was quite talkative, glib, and even eloquent. But when he was alone with Lu Shaking, he did not know why. When he saw Lu Shaking's profile, he felt she had a kind of refined aura free of worldly influence. Tranquility of the mind was manifested brilliantly upon her body, as if chatting to Lu Shaking about worldly topics would taint her, so much so that the Su Xing that did not bother about trifles was somewhat mute. Lu Shaking said nothing either. The two of them silently walked down the street. The surrounding polo trees and pagodas became increasingly sparse. Silence. Awkward silence. Su Xing racked his brains for a way to break this atmosphere without making Lu Shaking feel abrupt. At this time, Su Xing truly was extremely eager for second gen, or a dandy, or a long outyin sort without eyes to spy Lu Shaking's beauty and come heckle them. This plot was perfect to break the silent atmosphere. Despite his imagination, the Buddha Kingdom was not like the Azure Dragon territory. The people in this place were mostly adherent to Dharma and were particularly attentive to Wu-wei. Of course, there were many heretical Buddhism sects that were occasionally jealous or temperamental, such as the Happiness or whatever sect that was. However, sects like these now looked at Su Xing like a fiend star. The Buddha Kingdom's 6 great patriarchs were ordered into self-reflection by holy monk Four Noble Truths because of him. His popularity in the Buddha Kingdom now was illustrious, and his cultivation was even super-void middle stage. Other than the 6 great patriarchs that despised Su Xing, they could not help but show him deference if they left seclusion, nod and bow. Briefly indulging in his imagination, only then did Su Xing notice they had already left the central celestial's hustle and bustle. Is Benefactor thinking of something to discuss with Shaking? Lu Shaking smiled. There is no need to be awkward about chatting with Shaking about anything. Shaking, you wouldn't ever be interested in trivial stuff. Su Xing was helpless. Lu Shaking did not express an opinion. Does Benefactor want to discuss the Nirvana Sutra's doctrines about permanence and impermanence? Because the boy from earlier mentioned what happened to Su Xing when he came to the Central Celestial, she knew that he gave a lecture at the Central Celestial's courtyard about the profoundness of the Nirvana Sutra's Dharma. Su Xing promptly waved his hand. No more, any more talk about this will blow my lid. Lu Shaking. Shaking, what do you think of my opinion? CEO and your other sisters really want you to come back and I do too. Su Xing pondered and gazed at the girl, very directly speaking his thoughts. Lu Shaking did not care for the atmosphere. When she heard Su Xing's question, she said, Does Benefactor regret his initial decision? I am very respectful of your decision, but I also want to make you stay at my side. Su Xing was very conflicted. Lu Shaking smiled and said, Benefactor, do not be confused. For now, come with Shaking to a place. What place? Qiantang River. Qiantang River? This place also has a Qiantang River? Su Xing asked in astonishment. Does Liangshan continent have a Qiantang River somewhere else? Lu Shaking had never heard of this. Su Xing could not easily say that he was referring to Earth's Qiantang River, so he deflected, I just heard about it. Benefactor will know when he sees. The two walked for a short while and then came to a river bank. He glimpsed the endless river, the continuous enormous white waves washing down the banks, raising a thunderous sound. As expected, it was similar to the Qiantang River that Su Xing saw before, however, the one on Earth was not this spectacular. Those white waves did not crash with the shape of dragons, and neither were its sides planted with countless polo trees. Along the banks, Su Xing spotted many monks meditating, quietly listening to Dharma. The waves of the Qiantang River smashed into the rocks beside them, rumbling like thunder. Occasionally, several white waves would swallow them, but these monks remained unmoved. It was clear from a glance that they were very dedicated monks. All monks will meditate upon the Qiantang River whenever they find something perplexing, allowing the waves to smash against them, clear their minds. Some monks have even sat here for several months, only giving up when the waves have washed away the vexations in their hearts. Months, I do not have this time. Su Xing bitterly smiled. Benefactor is preoccupied. Is it possible to talk with Shaking? Lu Shaking's slight smile was very soothing. Su Xing understood her intent. As expected, he was still unable to conceal his thoughts from her. The disturbance hidden in Su Xing's heart was that time daredevil third brother Shi Xiuxiu sacrificed her life. Su Xing thought he could calmly accept defeat, but when he thought of the girl's blooming back during All Out, converting her life into victor seemed to block him up. Especially when he was merely that bit off from taking care of Li Taisui. If Lin Yingmei and Wu Xiao had been there, the outcome would have been completely different. Perhaps Shi Xiuxiu would not have had to forfeit her life. This kind of feeling truly was very terrible. Lu Shaking calmly listened to him vent the depression filling his heart. The gentlewoman's rippling hair was blown into a mess by the wind. Atop Maiden Mountain, Shaking believes benefactor will meet her once again. I think so too. Su Xing smiled. After talking about his issues, he suddenly felt very relieved. But I still hope you can scale Maiden Mountain together with me, Shaking. At that time, the true mystery of the star duels will finally be comprehended, right? Lu Shaking's eyes were bright, pondering slightly. To make the solitary star think was already pretty good. Right, there was something I wonder if I should talk to you about, Shaking. Maybe it can solve your meditations. Su Xing recalled there was something else he was uneasy about. What is that? It's that kind of... At the Qiantang River's white waves that overflowed the horizon, he spoke of that matter hidden in his heart. It was when Lin Yingmei and the other wives made love to him. When they reached climax, Lin Yingmei and the other girls' bodies seemed to feel unreal. Even the Hua Wanyue who had gone through the double sevens had this sort of feeling on her body. Recalling that prophecy's line, dream of golden millet, Su Xing's heart was even more nervous, not knowing what it signified. Lu Shaking was taken aback. This was the first time she had heard of a star general's body exhibiting such a change. Shaking, what mystery do you feel is within? Su Xing asked. Lu Shaking gazed at the Qiantang River. A vast expanse of white upon the river, its power drawing increasingly near like an army. This white line expanded in Lu Shaking's mind, as if she had vaguely grasped something. Suddenly at this moment, they heard a displeased voice. Su Xing, you truly are reckless, to surprisingly engage with a star general in matters between a husband and wife. In the air, a golden lotus formed. Then, in the blink of an eye, this lotus morphed into a woman's appearance, drawing the shocked stares of every monk present. Su Xing was stunned as well. Chao Wuhui. Thousand Buddha star Chao Wuhui walked out of thin air, having heard Su Xing's words, glaring somewhat indignantly at Su Xing. If it was any other star master, Chao Gai would definitely executed them, but right now Chao Wuhui was weak. Her Buddhist light was dim, her clothes torn. Chao Wuhui, what's the matter? Su Xing was very astonished to see that the unequaled Chao Wuhui was cutting a very sorry figure. Just as Chao Wuhui was about to speak, a ray of blood light burst out from her chest all of a sudden. Thousand Buddha star's expression changed. She staggered in pain. Su Xing deftly held her up. This was the first time Su Xing had ever been in such close contact with Chao Wuhui. That high and lofty star dual guard in his mind now being in such a feeble state made Su Xing perplexed. Did you get into a fight with Kongho? This was the only rational explanation Su Xing could think of. Chao Wuhui had never let a man touch her before. She circulated her magic energy and pushed Su Xing away. Her expression was still dignified. Do you feel this one is unable to defeat her? Su Xing sized up Chao Wuhui and very mercilessly nodded. Chao Wuhui snorted. Just what the hell happened? Su Xing felt that this was not so simple. It does not concern you. Are you prepared for the Overlord trial after the heavenly books? Chao Wuhui asked. 3 overlords together, right? Let them come. Shaking, when the time comes, do you want to see the 5th, 6th, and 7th overlords? Su Xing suddenly remembered this was a good opportunity to convince Lu Shaking. After Chao Gai appeared, Lu Shaking had continuously stared at this legendary Thousand Buddha star. Hearing Su Xing's question, her expression was still deep in contemplation. Su Xing had originally thought the overlords would more or less make her astonished, surprised, or eager, but Lu Shaking continued to be as hallowed as before. This one came this time to inform you, If you wish to scale Maiden Mountain, then you must personally defeat the seventh overlord. Chao Gai sneered. Personally defeat? Su Xing blinked. What does that mean? Was he to fight the overlord himself directly? Chao Gai clearly did not want to say more. She looked at the solitary star and expressionlessly said, Solitary star, this one admires your comprehension of the meditative mind. I wish you will not come to regret it. Chao Wuhui, what are you saying now? Su Xing was displeased. Lu Shaking's brows carelessly wrinkled, as if she understood something. The second day. Early in the morning. Outside the guest room, there was suddenly loud, endless chanting. Su Xing was jolted awake, and the wives beside him opened their eyes as well. What is going on? The bleary-eyed Hua Wanyue appeared very elegant. Su Xing was dumbstruck. Lord husband, come quickly, something has happened to the heavenly solitary star. All of a sudden, the door flew open, and Wu Xiao ran into the room with a serious expression. Hua Wanyue's face was completely red, and Lin Yingmei had just happened to rise from Su Xing's other side. The two women were absolute beauties, their bodies stunning Wu Xiao. But the pilgrim had bigger worries. What's the matter? Su Xing also cleared his head. Lu Shaking has comprehended the mystery of the star duels. Wu Xiao gravely said, Really? That is truly too good. Lin Yingmei said, No, not good at all, she is about to die. Wu Xiao's expression was unsightly. What? Su Xing was astonished. He flew off the bed and instantly reached Lu Shaking's meditation room. Outside, many monks were currently chanting, and inside the room came the wails and sobs of Wu Xinjie and the others. Lu Shaking. Su Xing instantly spotted Lu Shaking. She sat on the bed, the window to her room open, facing the Qiantang River. Her whole body was surrounded in golden light. As her star energy was dissipating, she spotted Su Xing's entrance and put together her hands. She solemnly said, Comprehending the truth of the star duels required the pinnacle of the meditative mind. Buddha said, If I do not go into hell, then who will? Yesterday, Lord Benefactor gave Shaking an epiphany, enlightenment. Shaking shall now help Lord Benefactor and the sisters see through the mystery of the star duels. As she said this, Lu Shaking then uttered a mantra. In my life I never cultivated goodness, relishing only murder and arson. Suddenly my golden shackles have been opened, here my jade locks have been pulled asunder. Alas! Hereby the river tide cometh, now I finally realize that I am what I am, Jiang Shui Shui dancing in the rain. Shi Xiu Xiu burning her life away. These scenes flashed before Su Xing's eyes. Now, it came to be that the solitary star was using her meditative mind to its peak, to inform Su Xing of the ninth star duel's greatest mystery. Su Xing's forehead seared with incomparable pain. His star crest with Shaking was like a white-hot branding iron. Su Xing became extremely fierce, yelling in a stern voice truly befitting of a ghost. No, you don't. At this moment, the Buddha-killing ghost's voice shook the entire Buddha kingdom. Liked it? Dying also for nirvana, the chanting contained complete fulfillment of virtues, the destruction of vices. This was the greatest achievement for Buddhism. Solitary star Lu Shaking's mind entered meditation. She had a spirit comparable to that of Guan Ying, the martial general. When Lu Shaking opened her meditative mind to its limit, she began to burn her own star energy and finally comprehended the truth she sought. Yesterday upon the Qiantang River, Lu Shaking had already seemed to grasp that vague truth, but she could not decipher it. So as to understand the meaning of the star duels, to be able to allow the sisters Su Xing led to truly see where the significance of Maiden Mountain lay, Lu Shaking embraced nirvana to comprehend this 1,000-year battle. How could Su Xing ever allow this sort of thing to happen? He really wanted to end the star duels, but this was the wish rooted in the hearts of all his wives. If he needed to sacrifice them to accomplish this, Su Xing could never accept this. Su Xing shouted. He sat directly across from Lu Shaking and put his palms together, chanting, Like the sunlight and moonlight, all light is sublime. All light cannot be bested. The light of nirvana is also thus. Therefore, The light of all sutras and samadhis is the most victorious. The light of the sutras and samadhis cannot be bested. And the reason? The light of nirvana can enter every pore of every living thing. Although all things are without enlightened minds, they can become enlightened. Therefore, this is the return to nirvana. This was a verse from the Nirvana Sutra. The meditative mind lotus flower bloomed. Golden lotuses formed, filling the area with endless Buddhist light. Any way it was put, Su Xing's cultivation in Buddhism was still outstanding, worthy of the 6 patriarchs. Furthermore, the meditative mind lotus flower was the most precious treasure of Buddhism. When this flower bloomed, 1,000 petals wrapped around Lu Shaking and Su Xing read scripture, and the bright light of Buddhism suppressed Lu Shaking's nirvana. A unique scent filled the room, and a white rainbow rose. Lin Yingmei, Wu Xiyo, Wu Xinji and the other girls anxiously watched the display of each of Su Xing and Lu Shaking's powers. It is rare for a solitary star to comprehend the meditative mind. Is it truly appropriate for you to obstruct her like this? Chao Gai's voice entered Su Xing's mind. I don't need this kind of comprehension that uses death as its cost. Su Xing resolutely answered. This one informs you that should the solitary star pass away as her successor, you would raise her meditative mind to the same extreme of comprehension. You would obtain the solitary star's supreme realm, her powerful martial force, and the meaning of the star duels for the wives beside you. Would you still refuse? Chao Gai slowly said. These were indeed enticing words, and it was the hope she held deep inside her heart. She hoped that Su Xing would complete the solitary star. I have no need. Su Xing's 4-word answer left no room for argument. Do you really think that you can aim for Maiden Mountain with just Wu Song and Lin Chong? This one will tell you, you have no idea at all how dangerous it will be to scale Maiden Mountain. Listen to this one's words. If you truly want to protect Lin Yingmei and the others, then you will complete Lu Zhishan's nirvana. This is the only way that you can have even a chance at reaching the summit. Chao Gai's tone turned serious. Su Xing had no interest in even answering. Su Xing, you have to think about your other wives. Chao Gai showed rare anger. Even if women the likes of Fang La or Wan Yen came down to stop me, I'd still have the same answer, I have no need. Su Xing was strict. Buddhist light glowed brightly, solemn, continuously inhibiting Lu Shaking's death. Chao Wuhui was shocked. Could you actually have descended from Star World? Su Xing did his utmost and began overdrafting his magic energy, similarly wielding his meditative mind to its limit. The two of them were surprisingly resonating in her death. Young Lord. Wu Xinjie was terrified. If this continued, in the end, Su Xing could even die alongside Lu Shaking because of Buddhism's highest realm. The knowledge star was alarmed and about to stop him, but a hand firmly held her in place. Yingmei. The ice-cold woman at this moment only held endless sentiment in her eyes. Yingmei, what are you doing? Quickly stop, young lord. We cannot allow him to be with the solitary star. The knowledge star promptly said. Please believe in young master. Lin Yingmei's gaze was fixed on Su Xing. That is not the point. If we do not pull him back now, if young lord enters the nirvana realm, there is no combing back. Wu Xinjie urgently used her other hand to grab at him, but she was held back again by Wu Xiyo. Please believe in Lord Husband. Wu Xiyo and Lin Yingmei's thoughts were the same. You too. Wu Xinjie looked at the two girls, dumbfounded. Their composure gave the knowledge star a feeling of defeat. But, this nirvana, even if we starfall, Yingmei wishes to be together with young master. Lin Yingmei had no complaint. In all her life, this was the first time she saw Su Xing unable to contain his anger, the first time she saw Su Xing want to do something even if it meant death. She knew about Shi Xiuxiu's death, and she also knew that Daredevil Third Brother's starfall gave the ordinarily proud Su Xing who protected them a great shock. But she, the majestic star, did not know how to console him. When she looked at Su Xing who was without a smile for anything, Lin Ying also could only force herself to look happy. This was the first time she had such an upset feeling. Just let young master do this, he is our master. Lin Yingmei smiled and said. Sister Xinjie, just listen to Sister Ingmei. Su Xing can definitely stop shacking. Even if he starfalls, I will accompany him. Nyangzi is also willing. Your Highness, Papa. Other than Shiyu and Zhang Yuqi who had gone to the Black Turtle territory, all of the girls showed their own thinking. Without exception, all of them stood at Su Xing's side. Wu Xinjie lagged behind for a while, bitterly smiling. Xinjie truly is not very qualified. If only Lu Shaking could understand Su Xing's sorrow. You lot honestly make this one too disappointed. Chao Wuhui's harsh voice ripped open the girls' harmonious atmosphere like a sharp blade. Chao Gai appeared in the courtyard, lotus flowers blossoming. Su Xing does not understand. Could it be even you do not understand, Knowledge Star? You do not know at all about the dangers you will have to face in the future star duels. You think you can scale Maiden Mountain and end the star duels like this? This one has misjudged you? Su Xing, you make this one disappointed, Chao Gai sighed. Chao Gai, your words are ridiculous. Li Taisui is already dead, so Young Lord is now #1 in the star duels. No one is a match for Young Lord. Even if they were to unite, Xinjie has no fear. Wu Xinjie sneered in return. Chao Wuhui did not answer, but she shook her head in regret. This time, this one shall make an exception. The solitary star's death is the best outcome for Su Xing. You will inevitably come to understand this later. Chao Wushui pointed her finger. The Heaven-Earth Dark Yellow Thousand Pagoda activated, about to break Su Xing's dharma. Your servant will not let you do as you please. Lin Yingmei took up her Arctic Star Serpent Spear and stabbed. Wu Xiao, Hua Wanyue, Hunyangzi, Gongsun Huang and the others used their techniques to obstruct Chao Gai. Chao Wuhui raised her hand. The Heaven-Earth Dark Yellow Thousand Pagoda emitted a ray of Buddhist light, deflecting Lin Yingmei's powerful 5-star spear. Then, Hunyangzi's 6-star Golden Wind Jade Du Sabers immediately followed up with an attack through the beautiful pose of the Flying Star Magpie dance. Golden lotuses bloomed, blocking the light of the double sabers. Chao Gai leaned back and entered the array. This one is acting in your interests. But this time, your concubine asks forgiveness for disobeying. Wu Xiao attacked with snow-flecked black lotus. The noble frost demonic lotus killing intent gathered into a black lotus flower, cutting down Chao Gai's golden lotus. The pilgrim moved, flashing past her figure. Blood-splashing mandarin duck already blossomed from Chao Wuhui's neck. Wu Xiao, could it be you want to see Su Xing and Lu Shaking die together? For the sake of this insignificant and stupid belief? Chao Wuhui coldly said. The pagoda rose and attacked Wu Xiao. Chao Gai, Su Xing is our man, not yours. Hua Wanyue sneered. The bowstring twanged. The 10,000 Li god-killing arrow shot forth. Bang! Chao Wuhui swatted this 10,000 Li god-killing arrow down with her palm. The Heaven-Earth Dark Yellow Thousand Pagoda released blinding Buddhist light, covering the pagoda. The entire pagoda glowed brilliantly, reaching the horizon. All of the Buddha kingdom's millions of people took this as a sign and bowed in worship one after another. Chao Wuhui used her powers, and a rain of light descended, a heavenly dragon coiled about. A meditative mind lotus flower bloomed. Nightly wind rumbling thunderclap. Gongsun Huang pointed her sword. Thunder and astral wind blew through the courtyard without restraint, sending trees and roof tiles flying. The Buddhist light was dimmed by the thunder, blowing away the blooming golden lotus, but Chao Wuhui's star energy was strong, her realm extraordinary. The 1,000 Buddha star formed a hand seal. The golden lotus glowed even brighter, like a never-ending rain. Gongsun Huang was unmoved and finally finished it off. This one is doing this for your sake. Chao Gai broke through their defenses and threw out a Buddhist seal. She moved for Su Xing, attempting to destroy his magic. Just as it was about to descend upon Su Xing's head, all of a sudden, chains moved through empty space, forming layers of nets, entangling this Buddhist seal. Knowledge Star, you as well? Chao Wuhui was flabbergasted. No matter what, Xinjie is but Young Lord's woman. How could Xinjie let you disturb Young Lord's affairs? Wu Xinjie sighed. The 8 gates black gold chain used binds silk before rain. The chains intertwined out of thin air and very quickly trapped Chao Gai. "Thousand Buddha Star, how about you take a break?" Wu Xinjie suggested. Chao Wuhui's expression was imposing. Not uttering a word, she pointed a finger, and the 8 gates black gold chains dark technique bind silk before rain disintegrated link by link. Chao Gai's magic energy skyrocketed, and the girls did not dare be careless. Lin Yingmei raised her spear and rushed. Her black hair turned white as frost, her body like snow. She was as pale as ice, the 5-star Arctic star serpent spear carrying a powerful chill. She froze this Buddhist light and even the pagoda. Ice heart seals sun and moon. Wu Xiao also went for Chao Gai. The pilgrim leapt into the air, her long hair spilling like a river. Noble frost demonic lotus sword chi blossomed, like budding flowers. In the wind, they scattered. Every swing of Wu Xiao's sword had blooming peach blossoms. After they bloomed, they became powerful killing intent. The pilgrim's attack flowed like water, magnificent. Similarly, this was dark rank sword technique. Ownerless peach tree is in full bloom. Hunyangzi's earth rank. This passion faces wind, this hatred leaves moon, also stunning the world. Phoenix execution sky break. Gong Sun Huang became an absolutely beautiful phoenix that charged towards Chao Gai. Her wings extended more than 100,000 meters, gorgeously extending past the horizon. Against the powerful earth rank of a martial general, Chao Wuhui was unflustered. She raised the heaven-earth dark yellow 1,000 pagoda. "Your realms are still insufficient." The 9-story pagoda. Blossoms fell and flowers grew, sandalwood wafted. 8 segmented heavenly dragons revolved around, and on each story sat a light king's dharma body, like a purifying flow, brilliant and unsullied. Her hands clapped together, and she chanted. Following the revolutions of the heaven-earth dark yellow pagoda, a rain of light sprinkled in all directions, completely binding all of the killing intent surrounding her. Chao Wuhui's complexion was pale, somewhat unsightly. She also chanted, "Break all magic." Immediately, the pagoda shook, and the heavenly dragons flew off at the same time. Lin Yingmei, Wu Xiao, Gong Sun Huang, Hunyangzi and the others were all repelled. But a 10,000 god-killing arrow wrapped in ice-cold light shot over at this moment. Under Lin Yingmei and the others' earth ranks, Chao Wuhui's reactions seemed to slow a bit. Unbelievably, the arrow surprisingly struck Chao Wuhui's body. Even the hero star herself did not think she would be so successful. Chao Wuhui vomited blood. Seeing 1,000 Buddha star Chao Gai surprisingly sustain injury, not only was everyone not delighted in the slightest, instead, they were shocked. "Chao Wuhui, just what happened to you? Were you already injured?" Wu Xinjie inquired. Chao Wuhui wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth. In the stupa, Holy Monk 4 Noble Truth's private room. The battle of the women outside already shook the pagoda to the point of collapse. Holy Monk 4 Noble Truths opened his eyes from meditation. His calm eyes showed a slight ripple. Benefactor Su Xing's Dharma realm is sensitive. Old Monk shall aid him. Kongdu, bring Old Monk's treasure chest lotus platform here. A delicate boy nodded in assent. A short while later, he moved over a 9-segmented, 5-colored lotus platform. This lotus platform was Holy Monk 4 Noble Truth's magic weapon. Ever since he joined Buddhism and subsequently comprehended the Chan, up until he became Buddha West approaches, he would only release it to give his disciples development. Buddha. Little Kongdu was an assistant that Holy Monk 4 Noble Truths had carefully raised. Ever since he was small, he had a level of comprehension equal to the level of the 6 patriarchs. It could be said that he was the true successor to Buddha West approaches. Good thinker, you must see your teacher's speech clearly. Holy Monk 4 Noble Truths said, "I solemnly obey." Kongdu clapped his hands together. Without any gestures, Holy Monk 4 Noble Truths sat upright on the treasure chest lotus platform. In that moment he sat upon it, heavenly flowers fell, their scent drifting, filling the boundless world. In colored glass Buddha Kingdom, Polo Pure Land, Western Paradise, Arhat, Vajra surprisingly emerged without any need for abilities, enveloping the entire Buddha kingdom in a canopy. According to this Dharma door, sitting in meditation does not primarily mean that the mind should be grasped, that purity should be clung to, nor that it should be motionless. When you talk of grasping the mind is fundamentally unreal and is known to be illusory. Therefore, there is nothing that can be grasped. When you talk of clinging to purity, the self-nature is essentially pure. If grasped of mind and purity, then this way is blocked. In the vast Buddha kingdom, there was suddenly boundless Dharma. When Chao Gai heard this verse, her heart sighed, "'Tis fate." She immediately clapped her hands together. The heaven-earth dark yellow pagoda rose up, and sutra script converged at the same time with holy monk four noble truths. Meanwhile, Su Xing continued to inhibit Lu Shaking's death. He had used all of his energy, sparing no effort even though he himself could die. Lu Shaking stepped into the supreme Chan, yet she could see clearly. But she still did not die. She believed that Su Xing would renounce her at the final juncture. After all, compared to her, Su Xing had other wives that he loved more than her waiting for him. Their deaths reached the final juncture. Her thoughts were close to a state of blankness, and a gate appeared in her mind. It seemed she need only open this gate to be able to receive the truth she had been pursuing. At this moment, she heard the Buddha's clear Dharma, temporarily bringing Lu Shaking back to her senses. Buddhism's great path, in front of the gate to nirvana. The two of them looked at each other. Why does benefactor Su Xing not stop? Lu Shaking was at a loss. Could it be you would abandon the other sisters for Shaking? If you don't stop, then I'll go to the Western Paradise with you and bring you back. Su Xing slowly said, not hesitating in the slightest. Liked it? Can it be that benefactor truly does not want to know our mystery in the slightest? Lu Shaking asked. Come back with me, I don't care about the mystery. If you aren't here, then what meaning is there in the mystery of these star duels? The solitary star was silent. That pair of pure as lakewater eyes stared at Su Xing. Lu Shaking remembered that day when they first locked eyes. That day, it was raining. There was a chan in that rain. A very shallow chan intent, but it made Lu Shaking recall that moment countless times. But Shaking truly is desperate to help benefactor see through the mystery of the star duels. Lu Shaking knew that Su Xing's star generals were very numerous. It would be worthwhile to lack her if she could at least see through the star duels. Yes, this was what Lu Shaking wanted most to do. The solitary star's hand touched the gate of nirvana. Just when she was about to push open the door at last, Lu Shaking looked back. Su Xing merely smiled at her, neither shrinking back nor moving forward. Why, benefactor? Lu Shaking had already decided. Solitary star Hua Hashan should live and die for Chan. Death, to her, was merely a kind of rebirth, not a form of end. But Su Xing only used one phrase to break the resolve in her heart. Push it open, then, I'll go with you, Su Xing tenderly said. I'm afraid you'll be lonely. Lu Shaking only felt a moist fluid flow uncontrollably from the corner of her eyes. The blaze in her heart was instantly extinguished. She collapsed against Su Xing's chest and sobbed, completely without strength. At this moment, the meditation room. Su Xing became increasingly endangered. The resonance between him and Lu Shaking was already incomparably weak, and their bodies were becoming more and more transparent, as if they were about to disappear like air from this world. When Wu Xinjie saw this, she immediately shouted, Sisters, quickly resonate with Su Xing. The hearts of the girls trembled. They each activated their resonance, and upon their foreheads, multicolored star crests shimmered non-stop, dazzling. Their star energy reverse flowed into Su Xing, for the sake of allowing Su Xing to be able to maintain his last bit of consciousness. Tang Tang won't let you hurt Papa. The only one who could not resonate was Bai Yutong. She spread out her feeble little arms to block Chao Wuhui. The girl opened her eyes wide, afraid yet also somewhat courageous. Chao Wuhui could not help but smile. She retracted her fighting intent, and the heaven-earth dark yellow thousand pagoda returned to her palm. Nirvana within nirvana. For such an outstanding man, why must benefactor worry about his future circumstances? Even if there is more hardship, old monk has faith that he can walk out. An old man strolled out, each step full of a Buddhist aura, evoking awe. Even Thousand Buddha Star Chow Gai was incomparably solemn. Holy Monk Four Noble Truths. Holy Monk Four Noble Truths kindly smiled. He gazed affectionately towards Su Xing and his wives. Buddha-killing ghost, old monk is sincerely impressed. If only. Chow Wuhui mumbled. Benefactor, you appear injured. Why not enter the stupa and listen to Buddha's sermon for healing? Holy Monk Four Noble Truths said. By all means. Chow Wuhui nodded. Although in terms of realm, Chow Wuhui could pinch this Buddha West approaches to death with one hand, on a different realm, this old man truly did make Chow Wuhui feel like she was looking up at a mountain. He inevitably would comprehend transforming star of annihilation. Chow Wuhui stared deeply at Su Xing. To what realm will you comprehend? But it will be far from enough to transforming star of annihilation. Chow Wuhui thought to herself, turned and left. Inside the room, the Buddhist light of death finally subsided, and the world recovered its normality. Su Xing and Lu Shaking suddenly vomited blood, finally returning from nirvana, but this time contained unprecedented danger. They had been just a step away from destroying their corporeal bodies when they returned at the last moment. Su Xing and Lu Shaking had thoroughly lost consciousness. That was close, but he finally stopped Lu Shaking's nirvana. Wu Xinjie had lingering fears. Buddhist cultivator nirvana was a very profound ability. When comprehended to its limit, it was practically impossible to come back. She did not know what young lord said, but he unexpectedly changed Lu Shaking's mind. Sister Yuchi went to the Black Turtle Sea to help Su Xing fetch Zhen Wu Divine Iron. This won't affect her, will it? Shi Yuan was somewhat concerned about White Stripe in the waves. Because Su Xing's earth element flying swords had been destroyed, it was necessary to once again reforge them. Fortunately, Zhen Wu Divine Iron was not abnormally hard to find like the Golden Dragon Scales or 10,000-year evil suppressing gem bamboo. Considering that Su Xing did not have much time, Zhang Yuqi volunteered herself to excavate at the Black Turtle Sea. As the White Stripe in the waves, the Black Turtle Sea was like her own backyard, so everyone could be at ease. Along with her was also water illusion fairy Shiyu. When she learned that Su Xing had faced enormous danger in the White Tiger territory to dispel the chilled to the bone she was afflicted with, Shiyu blamed herself. It was because of this that she ended up profiting from his disaster. Having absorbed the soul of the clinging heaven vermilion Jian, her strength had drastically increased. It was inevitable she would also go to the Black Turtle Sea. However, the Black Turtle Sea was very deep, and the Zhen Wu Divine Iron was relatively thorny. Shi Yuan worried whether or not this elder sister would be affected along the way. If something happened to her, then Su Xing would be distressed. Nothing will happen, Wu Xinjie said. Ingmei, that young lord could successfully bring back Shaking this time is all thanks to you. Look after young lord properly. Wu Xinji winked. Lin Ingmei nodded bluntly. Black Turtle Territory, Black Turtle Sea. Several escape lights flew over, revealing the figures of 3 beautiful young women. One wore blue water-patterned silk garments, a happy smile upon her face. She continuously pointed a beautiful ring on her finger towards the Black Turtle Sea's depths. One wore crimson, disheveled clothes, revealing the side of her breasts. The middle woman could only be described as very beautiful. A red brocade spread like clouds and billowed. Her skin was rosy and her eyes thin. The girl's cloak had several magnificent feathers that flickered with gorgeous flames, eye-catching. Little sis, found any Zhen Wu Divine Iron yet? Zhang Feiyu yawned. And right here. The petite girl with skin whiter than snow was naturally Zhang Yuqi. She retracted the white water mirror heart and nodded. Little sis, ever since you wanted to help that man get Zhen Wu Divine Iron, you've always been in heat. Is that place really moist right now? Boatman Zhang Feiyu looked at her little sister with a lewd giggle, speaking shamelessly. Zhang Yuqi rolled her eyes at her elder sister. She was already accustomed to her delinquent language. Ever since we left the Black Turtle territory, Yuqi has felt that she has been unable to help young Su. To help him like big sis Ingmei, of course Yuchi is happy. Is that so? Little sister, you often blabber about blowjobs. Feiyu feels you can help him in that regard. Zhang Feiyu's mouth was even more damaging than Zhang Yuqi. Zhang Yuqi adorably stuck out her tongue. We had better first help Sir obtain the Zhen Wu divine iron. The red brocaded beauty spoke. Shi Yu, elder sister, are you ready? Zhang Yuqi nodded. Then let's go. Zhang Yuqi flashed the white water mirror heart. The black turtle sea suddenly parted, and the girl dove into the depths like a mermaid, her slender figure swimming and dancing freely in the water. Zhang Feiyu and Shiyu dove at the same time. Meanwhile, Devil Star Palace. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon that had been sparring with Demon King of Chaos correct Star Fan Ming received this information. That bitch has returned? The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon was furious. Reporting to Holy Lord. The disciples indeed saw the water illusion fairy enter the Black Turtle territory and then enter the Black Turtle Sea. The disciple answered. After the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon entered the Devil Star Palace, he had ordered its disciples to monitor the entire Black Turtle territory, especially for the whereabouts of the water illusion fairy. Is there anyone else? Holy Lord of Draconic Demon restrained the excitement in his heart and asked in a low voice. There are also White Stripe in the Waves and the Boatman. Only these two? Yes. The heavens are helping me. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon laughed. The purple thunder monster surprisingly did not appear with the water illusion fairy. He wondered what quarrel the two got into to unexpectedly make the water illusion fairy run to the Black Turtle territory. This Holy Lord shall make you regret it. For sake of safety, the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon issued orders to have all of the Devil Star Palace's disciples monitor the Black Turtle territory and immediately report any activity. Is Holy Lord going to kill the water illusion fairy? River Dragon Li Xiangfei walked over. She had just been practicing star magic in the water. She was like a hibiscus out of the water, a nobility carrying a lure. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon ogled her. Xiangfei, what do you feel? Pausing, he grit his teeth and said, This water illusion fairy was supposed to have been one of my cauldrons. I never imagined she would climb onto the purple thunder monster. This Holy Lord and the purple thunder monster are already like fire and water. Although I cannot defeat him now, if I can kill the water illusion fairy, this Holy Lord will be satisfied. Li Xiangfei wrinkled her brow. The heavenly books are already about to begin, and you want to go to a star duel now? For her to be able to come to the Black Turtle territory, the purple thunder monster must have given her some magic weapons. Xiangfei fears that she will not be so easy to face. Xiangfei, you would surprisingly say such things. Did you not hear just now that she came to the Black Turtle Sea? That place is within range of your power. Forget that bitch, we need not even fear Lin Chong. Correct, Star Fan Ming coolly said. What young master says is reasonable. If we seize this chance while the water illusion fairy is away from the purple thunder monster, then we can cut off one of his arms. Li Xiangfei knew that she could not dissuade these two and did not oppose. Shall we call for Su Xingxiang? Who knows what that woman has been up to recently, so secretive and sly. Who knows what words that bitch used to convince the devil ancestor to halt dual cultivation with this Holy Lord. She thinks things are fine with this. How could this Holy Lord not know of such thinking? If it was not for the 3 heavenly books, this Holy Lord would have long already smelted her into a devil sword. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon glowered. The matter of Shiyu had originally made him very angrily thwarted. Then came along Su Xingxiang. Not only did she take his star energy to break through to Supervoid, but she also found every excuse to not dual cultivate with him. If it was not for the fact he knew this Su Xingxiang was indeed exploitable, the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon would have already refined her. To make her realize the consequences of toying with this Holy Lord. Besides, if we kill her, her star energy is mine. There is no need to split another share. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon chuckled. Holy Lord, you are now becoming more and more impatient. Li Xiangfei warned him much like a senior would. Xiangfei, even you would lecture me? The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon shouted. After he spoke, he felt this was a slip of the tongue. AI. Apologies, Xiangfei. This Holy Lord is perhaps indeed a big failure. Li Xiangfei, do not blame young Lord. Blame that purple thunder monster who suppressed the Holy Lord in all respects. Now, we must work together to kill the purple thunder monster's property for revenge. Fan Ming said. Li Xiangfei nodded, wondering whether she agreed with those words or if she felt that the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon had truly been suppressed by the purple thunder monster's might. The three of them set out for the Black Turtle Sea. On the Black Turtle Sea, escape lights broke out. Phew! Zhang Feiyu heavily panted, nearly drowning on the ocean floor. I never thought the Zhen Wu Divine Iron was this sturdy. Aya, Yuchi thought that elder sister liked the harder ones. Zhang Yuchi giggled. You would dare mock your sister. Zhang Feiyu glared at her. However, thanks to elder sister's falling red and Shiyu's help, we finally got the Zhen Wu Divine Iron. Zhang Yuchi sighed in relief. Zhang Feiyu pursed her lips. Just listen to you. When you originally gathered the Zhen Wu Divine Iron, that man wasn't even Super Void stage. I truly don't know how you managed that. Recalling that narrow escape just now, balanced star boatman Zhang Feiyu still had lingering fears. Even Shiyu's Super Void middle stage level cultivation was unable to last under the 10,000 li depths. White Wave and Falling Red, name of the burning whale star beast, used everything they had in order to finally excavate the Zhen Wu Divine Iron. Let us go for now. Sir must be waiting very anxiously. Shiyu smiled and said, N. Just as they were about to leave, all of a sudden, an omnipresent specter formed all kinds of demons both near and far. They attacked 11U and the other two. Wherever the devil swords passed, chi as black as ink gushed like a tide. Shiyu's divine intent moved. The water moon paradise weave marked flying swords unfurled. The emerging ripples formed a paradise that protected them, but the ancient devil sword chant was extremely violent, nibbling away at Shiyu's flying swords. Water Illusion Fairy, long time no see. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon emerged from the specter. He gestured, and the 9 Phantasms 10 Bane's capital demon sword released demonic specters, malevolent and fierce. Li Xiangfei brought out the white night dragon carving lance and pointed using a yellow technique. Iron hooves treading mountains and rivers, the Black Turtle Sea's waves roared, like a galloping army to break Shiyu's flying sword defense. Bang! The enormous tsunami's roar and the iron hooves treading mountains and rivers crashed against the flying swords, surprisingly splashing away. It did not break? Li Xiangfei was relatively surprised her yellow technique and the Holy Lord of Draconic Demons 9 Phantasms 10 Bane's capital demon sword together were unable to break Shiyu's flying swords. Her cultivation has increased? Li Xiangfei wrinkled her brow. It seems she has learned many skills under the purple thunder monster. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon laughed. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon, you truly are in good spirits. Shiyu did not come to find you, but you have come to find me. Shiyu was expressionless. Bitch, why are you so arrogant? Today, there is no purple thunder monster to protect you. I want you to die very horribly. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon lowered his face. His divine intent moved, rising towards the sky without any hesitation. A black bell appeared over his head and rang, deep and sonorous. Shiyu's flying swords immediately shook. Her defense was broken. Careful. Zhang Feiyu and Zhang Yuchi were somewhat spent, but they still acted with all the strength they could muster. Li Xiangfei raised her hand, and a dragon-like wave on the Black Turtle Sea entangled the two girls. Her star beast dragonling kiss also swam in the sea, instantly injuring White Wave and Falling Red. The Zhang sisters and their star beasts were being suppressed, and Holy Lord of Draconic Demon immediately laughed. Bitch, you brought doom upon yourself coming to the Black Turtle territory. A specter suddenly covered Shiyu. Practically without any thought, this woman's flesh and blood had become nutrients for his devil sword. Before the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon could vent out in joy the depression filling his heart, the baleful aura was swept clean away. In the middle of the devil swords burned a magnificent flame. This flame was bright, even mysterious, for it burned upon the devil swords. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon could even feel the scorching pain. What is the meaning of this? The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon hastily recalled his flying swords. The flying swords scattered, and the scene of a dead beauty did not appear. Shiyu hovered in the air as if nothing happened. Her brocade fluttered, and the long feathers on her cloak quivered. At first glance, she was like a phoenix. Bright flames burned on her body, giving her a vague sense of beauty like a divine bird. A powerful aura flowed out. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon was dumbstruck. She was surprisingly super void middle stage. Liked it? How can this be, super void middle stage? The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon immediately sensed the powerful force coming from Shiyu's body. This kind of power was seemingly substantive, making the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon feel pressure. This force was clearly super void middle stage. You have unexpectedly reached super void middle stage. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon was unable to believe this fact. When he killed Great Saint Starkiller, the water illusion fairy at that time was completely unremarkable, but he never imagined that after breaking through to super void stage a few days ago, she would surprisingly make another breakthrough into middle stage. This speed was simply too fast. At this moment, the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon finally carefully scrutinized Shiyu. The girl's aura was different somehow. Her complexion was beautiful as before, but it had a new, different feeling to it. That beautiful brocade fluttered, and red light unfurled, opening like a pair of wings, outlined as if by an absolutely beautiful brush. Just what did the purple thunder monster give you to cultivate? The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon was unable to breathe. After assimilating the clinging heaven vermilion Jian divine bird's soul into her body, the current Shiyu had not only become terrifying, she had also assimilated each one of its powers. Every single one of her movements emitted the presence of the vermilion Jian. Forming a hand seal, the flames flowing around Shiyu's body rolled up, forming a ray of light that scattered in all directions. These clinging fires trapped the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's devil swords. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon hastily rang the boundless bell. Black and white light twisted around the bell. It rocked, sounding like a knell. Its rings echoed over the Black Turtle Sea. The Black Turtle Sea immediately sunk into a deathly silence. Even Shiyu's vermilion Jian clinging flames were influenced by the bell, drastically shrinking before finally extinguishing. The boundless bell could settle and reverse the 5 elements, and even the ancient clinging fire was not immune. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon saw a chance and sneered. He suddenly shouted and raised his hand. The 9 Phantasms 10 Bane's capital demon sword formed a profound sword array. 9 stone pillars appeared in the center of this array. On the pillars were depicted malevolent specters breathing black chi and sinister wind. Instantly, the Black Turtle Sea was full of ghostly howls. This 9 Phantasms 10 Bane's capital demon sword was an ancient sword chant. Across all of Liangshan, this was considered to be one of the very best. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon had endlessly trained these past few days to use the sword array so skillfully. The devil swords whistled, and then killing intent nibbled away at Shiyu. Shiyu snorted. Her shoulders trembled. The feathers on her crimson cloak floated up. The true spirit of the clinging heaven vermilion Jian appeared, wrapping itself around Shiyu. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon pointed a finger at Shiyu, a low shout in his mouth. 90 devil swords trembled in the air and then were entangled by the clingine fire, surprisingly unable to approach Shiyu's body. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon again rang the boundless bell. Its clear sound reverberated through the world. Even Shiyu's Firebird transformation weakened under the bell's toll. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demons saw this clearly, and his heart was elated. Although Shiyu had super void cultivation, his magic weapon Boundless Bell was renowned. He could win this star duel. Shiyu wrinkled her brow and pointed a finger. Green light flew out from her sleeve. This light flashed, revealing a green ruler. The green ruler's spirit light magnified, becoming 2 images that surrounded Shiyu. Then, Shiyu's divine intent moved. The green rulers around her released 10,000 green rainbows that attacked the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon. When the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon saw this, the color drained from his face in shock. Dual Modes Ruler. The Dual Modes Ruler attacked. Even the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's ringing of the boundless bell was useless. He hastily activated the 8 Desolate's heavenly demon body to withstand this. At the same time, his hands gathered a heavenly demon light. But the Dual Modes Ruler was one of the most famous spirit treasures. Shiyu's cultivation was also a level above his. In the blink of an eye, the Dual Modes Ruler destroyed his abilities, and in another instant, Shiyu activated the Vermilion Gen's clinging fire over her whole body, swinging her palm at him. The clinging fire fell with the Dual Modes Ruler. This ability made the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon unable to counterattack. When Li Xiangfei saw that the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon was helpless against Shiyu, the River Dragon immediately took action. She used White Dragon Enters Dream. The White Knight Dragon Carving Sword became a white rainbow dragon shadow that soared out, instantly confronting the Dual Modes Ruler. The ruler's shadows glowered, the White Dragon roared. A moment later, the Dual Modes Ruler was repelled. Against clinging fire, Li Xiangfei wielded the name of Maiden Mountain's strongest water general. She extended a finger. The Black Turtle Sea formed a water array, instantly washing everything away. Watch this. Fan Ming was furious. Her 5-star 5 chief demons Infernal Devil Claws attacked Shiyu. Watch your lewd sight. Zhang Feiyu broke free of the River Dragon's star beast, blocking her with the Flaming Fish King Saber. She attacked with Fish Dragon Roaming Fire. The flames on her sword tip magnified, burning at Fan Ming. The 4-star Flaming Fish King Saber did not fall to a disadvantage as it spat a fire fish towards Fan Ming's black-clothed body. Fan Ming sneered, activating No Return from Evil, trading blows equally. Boatman Zhang Feiyu's martial arts were average, but each move could make the Black Turtle Sea surge with flames. Her Flaming Fish King Saber was like a belching golden fish, sucking these flames into the blade, brandishing the power on the blade at an even stronger level. The enemy in the water and fire would receive a disturbance. This was the boatman's innate skill water and fire cross. Demon King of Chaos Fan Ming was pretty good at martial arts among the earthly stars, and her star energy was particularly full right now, far from the weakened Zhang Feiyu. Zhang Feiyu and Demon King of Chaos battled exceptionally violently. 2 silhouettes blended, the Fish King Saber and Devil Claws clashing back and forth, crying and wailing. They were entangled, extremely stunning. Li Xiangfei at this time took action. The River Dragon's innate skill was Mixed Seas, which overturned the ocean. In a water battle, she was perhaps the lead character, an absolute martial general. Zhang Yuqi knew of her might and raised the Fish Intestine Saber to fight. White Stripe in the Waves had the wave-treading water escape innate skill. Regardless of how many times Li Xiangfei attacked or how she raised the waves of the Black Turtle Sea, the girl could easily travel through them, completely unaffected. The 2 great water general traded blows, their water arts emerging in succession. However, the River Dragon, after all was said and done, was a higher-ranked piece. Zhang Yuqi gradually gave way. Suddenly, the Fish Intestine Sword swung up a ray of cold light. Li Xiangfei slashed, slamming away the Fish Intestine Sword. Zhang Yuqi was shaken. She also used a ray of water magic from the White Water Mirror Heart to block the White Knight Dragon Carving Sword. A ray of sword light shot out from the sword. Like a giant drill, it bore down straight onto Zhang Yuqi's body. Li Xiangfei's attack was incomparably merciless. Zhang Yuqi blocked again, and then she escaped upon a white wave. Li Xiangfei gracefully raised her brows. Under the sea, she suddenly vanished away like a dragon from Zhang Yuqi's attack. A sharp blade plunged down following a dragon cry from above Zhang Yuqi, without any warning, exceptionally ruthless. The dragon suddenly cried. Zhang Yuqi had been directly struck, and her body was covered in bloody cuts. Little sister. Zhang Feiyu was astonished. Worry about yourself. Fan Ming roared. She attacked with Dark Rank Soul Flying Sword Dispersal. Black light flashed. Zhang Feiyu hastily guarded with the flaming fish king saber. Millions of sparks flickered along the blade's edge. The devilite of Fan Ming's 5 chief demons' infernal devil claws were intercepted bit by bit. However, Fan Ming's earth rank was very formidable. Halfway through, a portion still broke through the flaming fish king saber and struck Zhang Feiyu. Zhang Feiyu was repelled, her body sent flying. Fan Ming laughed and rushed forward, about to cut down Zhang Feiyu. Specters multiplied off of her body, a frightening sight. Zhang Feiyu's red eyes flared with fire. She gripped her sword and slashed. The flames upon the ocean surged upwards, taking the shape of a fish dragon, as if it had come to life. Its surprisingly overbearing presence instantly trapped Fan Ming in its attack range. Flam and seawater parted, forming a circle. Shit! Fan Ming immediately protected herself with her claws. The boatman's earth rank. Burning sky and sea. Against any other opponent, Zhang Feiyu's attack with her last bit of star energy would be enough to defeat Fan Ming, but she forgot about river dragon Li Xiangfei. This water general was a conqueror. At the first instant that Li Xiangfei sensed danger, the woman broke off her attack on Zhang Yuqi and retreated, her right hand raising the white knight dragon carving sword. Then she tossed it, and the black turtle sea's waters unbelievably showed an illusion as if half of it had evaporated. All of it gathered around Li Xiangfei and burst out into a massive pillar of water. This rising, gathering, and release was swift beyond reason, unable to be reacted to. In the blink of an eye, Li Xiangfei's earth rank technique was complete. Fury of the Ocean. Fury of the Ocean was completed in an instant. Both Zhang Feiyu and Zhang Yuqi changed. That time, the purple thunder monster protected you. Today, you do not have such luck. Fan Ming sneered. This was not the first time the Zhang sisters had faced off against the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon. In fact, they had met before at the Crystal Dragon Palace, but as she said, their defeat at that time had been very wretched. But this time, the situation was different. Having just obtained the Zhen Wu Divine Iron, the Zhang sisters' star energy was largely spent. Zhang Feiyu's earth rank was unable to even face off against Li Xiangfei's earth rank. Fortunately, the dual mode's ruler protected the two girls, barely warding this blow off. You had better watch out for that stinking master of yours. Zhang Yuqi stuck out her tongue. What? Both women stopped. Suddenly, divine intent moved, and they vomited blood. Turning their heads back, they saw that Shiyu had unexpectedly completely suppressed the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon. Thus, Shiyu knew that if they faced off head-on with Star Generals, they absolutely would never defeat the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon. As a result, she settled on the idea of taking care of the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon first. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon overestimated himself, somewhat underestimating the past Shiyu as well. Afterwards, the Zhang sisters immediately stalled the other women. And then Shiyu launched a fatal strike. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon used the Boundless Bell to block Shiyu. He did not fear her. The two of them battled, one of devil light, the other of clinging fire, rising into the sky as they clashed. Then, Shiyu abruptly made an upset. She stepped forward, the Water Moon Paradise weave marked flying swords twisted once again. But this time, the Water Moon Paradise contained blazing clinging fire. One half was water, the other half was fire. This was the boatman's innate skill. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon urged on the Boundless Bell and his devil swords, but before even a few bouts had passed, they were unable to resist Shiyu's might. The girl pointed. The feathers on her crimson cloak suddenly rose, becoming like sharp swords that attacked the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon did not anticipate this and hastily defended, but Shiyu's cultivation was considerably higher than his. In a few short moments, he was defeated. By the time Li Xiangfei had released Fury of the Ocean, shaking the world, Shiyu had used the feathers to protect herself, success at once. She had already poked several fiery holes in the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's body. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon did not dare believe this. That woman who had never bowed to him had surprisingly injured him. Holy Lord! Li Xiangfei immediately raised the White Knight Dragon carving sword, only then driving Shiyu away. At this time, she wanted to use the clinging heaven vermilion gem to kill the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon, but she suddenly sensed a fluctuation of magic energy come from the Black Turtle Sea. Someone was rapidly approaching. Shiyu wrinkled her brow. Seeing the Zhang sisters were injured and unable to continue battle, she could only dismiss the idea. Without even glancing at the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon, she signaled her departure. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's face was green. He screamed, "Xiangfei, why did you not kill her?" Li Xiangfei indeed had the confidence that she could beat Shiyu back into a bloody mess, but that would only satisfy the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's vanity. She felt that her Holy Lord needed to truly see things clearly for once. The past and present were already different. The water illusion fairy is already very different from before. And you, Holy Lord, what about you? Liked it? The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's expression sank. He naturally could hear the disappointment in Li Xiangfei's tone. Li Xiangfei stared at this man that soured her hopes. She recalled the time they first signed their contract back on the Endless Sea. He said that he would defeat her on the sea. The chief of the seas, Li Xiangfei, merely smiled when she heard these words. No cultivator could possibly defeat her on the seas. In fact, this was indeed so. Each and every time the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon challenged her, Li Xiangfei easily repelled him. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. After 3 months, the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon still was not Li Xiangfei's opponent. He was abused quite coldly by her. But no matter how merciless the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's devil swords were, River Dragon Li Jun was invincible on the seas. But in the end, Li Xiangfei still agreed to this man's request. The reason was nothing special. She very much admired the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's brashness. Correct, his brashness. It really was not a haughty air of arrogance. Rather, he disregarded how he was defeated or maltreated. But this man recently did not show that insufferable boldness from that time. It was that persevering self-confidence that made Li Xiangfei agree to a contract. But now, although the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon was still as domineering as when they first met, the original intent had already changed. In Li Xiangfei's perspective, the current Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's arrogance was rooted in poor self-esteem, a kind of low self-esteem collected from fear, dread, and defeat. The more his esteem grew, the more he wanted to domineer his opponent. And it was in this kind of star master that Li Xiangfei felt extreme disappointment. Elder sister Xiangfei, how can you say such things of young master? This is all because of that purple thunder monster always facing against young master. Fan Ming hurriedly mediated. Li Xiangfei glanced into the distance. Su Xingxiang is also becoming stronger step by step. Holy Lord, please think carefully just why it is you fight. Li Xiangfei indifferently said. She fell into the Black Turtle Sea, entering the depths like a dragon. The Black Turtle Sea raised a giant wave, and it descended like a torrential downpour. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon let the seawater drench him. Young master, do not mind elder sister Xiangfei's words. She has also been confused by the purple thunder monster. Fan Ming promptly said when she saw the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon's expression was silent. The Holy Lord of Draconic merely remained in thought, not uttering a word. When Su Xing opened his eyes, he saw a picture of the Western Paradise, so Su Xing's first thought was that he had gone to Nirvana. When he took a closer look, that was actually the ceiling. Young master. When the Lin Yingmei standing guard at his side saw Su Xing had awoken, she promptly sat on the bed and poured Su Xing a cup of water. And shacking? Su Xing's consciousness was not too clear. His body did not have any strength. He seemed to have nearly entered Buddhism's great realm, Nirvana. At that time, Su Xing did not think at all. He only wanted to bring Lu Shacking back. He had seen too many times the scene of someone sacrificing themselves, and he did not want this to happen ever again. Lin Yingmei slightly smiled and said, Young master, Shacking is already fine. No death? Then good. Su Xing breathed a sigh of relief. His efforts were not wasted. All thanks to young Lord Yingmei. Su Xing took hold of the girl's hand. Young master, what are your orders? Lin Yingmei softly asked. Su Xing had originally wanted to tell them what to do if he was unable to bring Lu Shaking back and had instead died with her, but he was unable to say these types of words. Lin Yingmei knew what he was thinking. The majestic star used her arms to hug Su Xing. Although Su Xing had previously used this embrace specifically for Lin Yingmei, at this moment, Lin Yingmei's arms were full of tenderness. Her soft breasts were exceptionally soothing and warm. Yingmei knows that Lord Husband would never leave us, so Lord Husband would definitely bring Shaking back. Lin Yingmei murmured into his ear. Su Xing smiled. The answer was already in his heart. The two of them cuddled for a moment, and then Lin Yingmei waited for Su Xing to rise. After bathing, they went to the Stupa Pagoda's All Things Hall. The other wives were already sitting on prayer mats around a light purple-haired young woman. The girl's expression was solemn and pious. Her expression was calm, slowly explaining the most recent Chan revelation about the star duels. Even the most fidgety Shi Yuan at this time had forgotten about the All Things Hall's splendor. She listened with a serious face. Lord Benefactor. Lu Shaking stopped her sermon. She calmly nodded when she saw Su Xing and Lin Yingmei. Benefactor and Lord Benefactor differed by a word, but their relationship nevertheless advanced. Wu Xinjie smiled. Young Lord is truly amazing. You need not even fear Buddhism's highest nirvana realm. Shaking truly was moved. The nirvana realm was the realm where life and death completely terminated. But this realm could not be achieved by normal relations. The implication was that Su Xing could, with Lu Shaking's resolve to die, considered to truly have entered Lu Shaking's heart. If it could be said that before was only because they were in the Stupa Pagoda, Su Xing's words had stirred something. But when they were going through nirvana, their relationship truly was like the meaning of reincarnation and life. Should be. Su Xing apologetically said. Just now about Shaking's sermon, what are your thoughts? Lin Yingmei asked. We are asking just what do Shaking's words mean? Wu Xiao said. What does this mean? Su Xing recalled that phrase. Now I finally realize that I am what I am. Shaking is not sure either. Lu Shaking shook her head. In the end, the final Chan had narrowly slipped away. Su Xing walked over and gently said, Don't do anything this foolish ever again. Whatever the star duels are, we'll know when we scale Maiden Mountain. We don't want to lose you. Shaking understands. Lord Benefactor can be at ease. Lu Shaking was already fully aware. Can you truly ascend Maiden Mountain that simply? Chao Gai's voice entered the hall. All of the girls immediately adopted a battle formation. Lin Yingmei tightly clenched her fist, staring coldly at Chao Wuhui. Su Xing already learned from Lin Yingmei that Chao Wuhui unexpectedly made an exception and launched an attack against him for the sake of stopping him. Lin Yingmei and the other girls barely held her back, otherwise, they dared not even think of the consequences. Su Xing nevertheless found that he himself was not angry at all. On the contrary, he felt that Chao Wuhui's uncharacteristic behavior somewhat belied an ulterior motive. Chao Wuhui, other than 3 overlords together, just what else will Maiden Mountain do to stop us? Su Xing smiled and asked. The path to Maiden Mountain is much more challenging than you imagine. This one hopes you can understand. I am very aware. Chao Wuhui smiled and shook her head. You must remember that this one said before that if you contract with a star general, then this one shall confer a calamity upon you, and now there should be 8 calamities. Su Xing remembered this very clearly. Do you want to make things difficult for Lord Husband again? We will not allow you to do this. Hey! Lin Yingmei, Wu Xiao, Hua Wanyue, and Hun Yangzi suddenly showed killing intent. Chao Wuhui very calmly gazed at Su Xing. This one wishes to confer unto you calamities anew. Do you dare accept? Should you refuse, this one will not force you. Everything follows your decision. However, these calamities will be even more challenging than before. Su Xing's eyes contained a certain glint. No problem, I like challenges, let alone ones you arrange. Chao Wuhui slightly smiled. Very well. In 3 days the heavenly books will begin. Now, the first calamity this one will confer, obtain 3 heavenly books. Su Xing was stunned. Chao Wuhui said nothing more. She sent a ray of spirit light into Su Xing's consciousness, then faded away into thin air, leaving behind a mysterious smile. Everyone looked at each other. So, is this heavenly book calamity a good thing or a bad thing? Shi Yuan was very confused. In short, let us go prepare for now. Wu Xinjie contemplated. Everyone rose from their prayer mats. It was time to leave the Buddha kingdom. At this moment, everyone turned their gazes to the solitary star Lu Shaking still sitting down. They wondered what this paramount of Buddhism Lu Shaking thought. Are you willing to come with me? Su Xing extended his hand. Lu Shaking took hold of it and rose gracefully from her prayer mat. All of the girls were astonished and showed pleasant surprise. Lu Shaking stared at Su Xing and merely whispered, I am afraid you would be lonely. Liked it? Great Liang, Bian City Imperial Palace. Corridor to Emperor Liang's study. Zhao Hanyan strode lightly, leisurely walking towards her father's study. All of the palace maids, guards, and court eunuchs to the side saluted her. Zhao Hanyan did not pay them any mind, wrinkling her brow as she thought about her preoccupation. Imperial sister, you surprisingly are still willing to return. I thought you would be reluctant to leave the Purple Thunder Monster's Bright Moon Longevity Palace. A slightly derisive voice interrupted Zhao Hanyan's contemplation. The Ling Yan princess looked. It was that imperial little brother of hers, Zhao Heng. At Zhao Heng's side was impatient vanguard Suo Qingshuang, elegantly made up and with her hair bound in a cloud bun. She was dressed grandly, and to a stranger who did not know her status, she appeared more like Zhao Heng's concubine rather than a star general at first glance. Zhao Heng seemed to smile. He had just come from Emperor Liang. His mood was pretty good, so it appeared he had received many benefits. Zhao Heng, imperial sister has something to say to you. Zhao Hanyan paid his attitude no attention. Although she did not like him, this guy was, surprisingly, still her own imperial little brother. After the heavenly books, the star duels would enter the final massacre that was the Seven Stars Assembly. Zhao Hanyan saw that Zhao Heng honestly was not particularly hardworking. Although his cultivation was supercluster middle stage, to obtain a position at the Seven Stars Assembly was completely unlikely, so she wanted to urge Zhao Heng to join Su Xing's faction. This way, she could avoid fratricide. Zhao Heng naturally knew Zhao Hanyan's thinking. This prince laughed. Imperial sister feels that these star duels are in the Purple Thunder Monster's bag, yes? No wonder, this monster has so many star generals, he indeed makes people sneer. He is your brother-in-law. Mind your words. Zhao Hanyan shot him a stern warning. Zhao Heng was more afraid of this genius imperial sister, but he did not want to accept any help from Zhao Hanyan. He joined the star duels originally because he wanted to prove himself. If he needed this imperial sister's pity, then he would rather die. Imperial sister, worthy little brother also has a word of kind warning. The Purple Thunder Monster disobeys the way of the star duels, and Maiden Mountain naturally will not let him go. That the previous overlords have manifested is proof of that. At the Seven Stars Assembly, worthy little brother asks that imperial sister think clearly. There is still time to turn back. This Purple Thunder Monster is powerless to defend himself. Worthy little brother is worried that you have been deceived by that monster. Avoid making Father Emperor sad. Zhao Hanyan furrowed her brow, feeling that Zhao Heng's words had some dark implication. She did not know where this confidence that the Purple Thunder Monster would lose came from. As for the so-called overlords, Zhao Hanyan was aware, but at the same time, neither did she really care. Originally, she wanted to ask, but Zhao Heng and Suo Qingshuang had already left. Impatient Vanguard turned her head back to glance at Zhao Hanyan. The woman's eyes were full of scorn. Zhao Hanyan shook her head. If a person does not know themselves, then they could only blame themselves for bring about their own doom. Hanyan, you have come. Emperor Liang crossed his arms behind his back as he stared in the direction of Maiden Mountain. After Zhao Hanyan entered his study, Emperor Liang turned around, his expression very kindly. Hanyan has come to see Father Emperor. Emperor Liang looked at this preeminent daughter of his with an expression of gratification. super void middle stage cultivation, and even more outstanding than he was back then. Now, she had surpassed the most high paths Xie Jinyuan and became the Azure Dragon Territory's #1 star master. Han Yen saw little brother Heng just now and spoke to him about the 7 Stars Assembly. He is somewhat unreasonable. Zhao Han Yen said with difficulty. Han Yen fears that in the future 7 Stars Assembly, let him do as he pleases. Emperor Liang calmly said. A person must be responsible for his own decisions. Zhao Han Yen grunted. And is he all right? Emperor Liang asked. Su Xing is fine. The quadruple starfall at the White Tiger Territory is related to him, correct? Zhao Han Yen did not hide anything. She spoke of Shi Xiuxiu's sacrifice, the battle against Li Taisui, Han Bing's starfall, and more. After hearing this, Emperor Liang could not help smiling. This purple thunder monster truly is a monster. He definitely will not rest until he has swept over Liangshan's 4 territories. The White Tiger Territory has been surprisingly pacified by him. That Li Taisui was the Liao Emperor's mount, the Cloud Dream Thunder Pond. Unimaginable. No wonder he was aware of the Liao Emperor's Thai star word. We truly want to see with our own eyes how it is. Emperor Liang gazed towards his own endless mountains and rivers, feeling this was insignificant. Father Emperor is still young. You can definitely break through to transforming Star of Annihilation. Zhao Han Yen consoled. Emperor Liang smiled. Han Yen, Father Emperor is satisfied that you care. This time, we have sought out you brothers and sister. We know that these star duels are very dangerous. Your relationship with Su Xing, Han Yen, you know your heart much better than Father Emperor does, so Father will not say more. But we do have something to give you. In the coming heavenly books and star duels, it will be a helping hand. National scholar Mo Shangxian took several steps forward and presented a box. Inside the box were 12 majestic puppets. Princess Highness, these puppets are servants of the king. His Majesty specifically had your humble servant prepare these beforehand for the star duels. Mo Shangxian offered her the box. From the hands of the Mo clan, it was obvious that these servants of the king were extraordinary. All earth in the world is land of the king. All people on the land are servants of the king. Father Emperor will not hide this from you. We have just given your little brother Heng land of the king. Its abilities are much more formidable than your servants of the king. However, you are the imperial sister, someone who does not bother about these. Emperor Liang knew that Zhao Han Yen was smart and spoke frankly. Zhao Han Yen had already anticipated this. No wonder Zhao Heng was so giddy and pleased earlier. However, he could not only have obtained the land of the king. Zhao Han Yen thanks Father Emperor. Zhao Han Yen remembered something. She snapped her fingers, and a jade strip floated out. This is a piece of the longevity cultivation method. This was prepared by Tang Lianxin. Although it does not have the efficiency of the longevity steel's cultivation method, it is not inferior to Bright Moon Sage. This is something that Su Xing specially allowed Han Yen to gift to Father Emperor. Even the solemn Emperor Liang's face could not help but light up when he heard the words longevity cultivation method. He knew that Su Xing obtained the Bright Moon Longevity Palace and was extremely curious, but owing to his dignity as the lord of a country, he did not go. Han Yen, that you can have a prince consort like this, we are happy for you. In the future star duels, we hope that he can properly care for you. Emperor Liang took this strip of jade. In his heart he sighed. Although he had a good impression of Su Xing for the time being, he could not help but feel pity when he recalled that there could only be one overlord at the end of the 7 Stars Assembly. Zhao Han Yen faintly smiled. She had never worried about this. For him to give us such a great gift, we must thank him properly. He is the prince consort of the great Liang's Ling Yen princess. He ought to treat Father Emperor well. Zhao Han Yen pretended to be angry. Emperor Liang said, if you have the opportunity, then give him this message. We shall personally pay the Longevity Palace a visit to thank him. Daughter understands. When you return to True Immortal Hall, Immortal outside heaven is waiting for you. Emperor Liang paused and said, the heavenly books is very important for your star duels between Star Master, but regardless, All sects participating in the star duels covet the heavenly books. Yet you have norms. After all, she is your senior ancestral master. Han Yen knows. Most high path, clear void field. After Xie Zhenyuan paid his respects to the headmaster, he walked out of the main hall. His mind still recalled the words the headmaster just told him. Now that the most high path had declined, the headmaster placed his last hopes of reviving the sect completely onto Xie Zhenyuan. In the final heavenly books, he had passed on the first-rate abilities, 1 Qi becomes 3 clarities, and the 3 clarities boundless sword array. Ho Ruolin was carried in one arm by Xie Zhenyuan, staring at him with her big eyes. Ancestral Master Zhenyun, the heavenly books are starting. This sect rests completely in your hands, Ancestral Master. Ancestral Master Zhenyuan, you must obtain the most powerful heavenly book. Ancestral Master. A crowd of disciples surrounded him, each of them wearing hopeful expressions, anxious. They probably looked at Ho Ruolin and honestly thought he had no way to compete in the star duels. They feared for Xie Zhenyuan's status in the Seven Stars Assembly, however, on second thought, this was fine as well. At any rate, he only needed to obtain a heavenly book to resurrect the sect. He may as well forget about the star duels. In all likelihood, the Xie Zhenyuan who had no interest in the star duels also understood. Xie Zhenyuan calmly nodded. Quickly protect 3 clarities paradise for Ancestral Master, allow him to comprehend great powers. As you command. The disciples cried loudly. Xie Zhenyuan left under everyone's cheers. A shadow came to the entrance of the hall, snickered, and then entered. Oh, so it is you, Qingxian. Is something the matter? The headmaster Most High was somewhat exhausted. He nodded when he saw his uninvited guest. Bing Qingshuan's talent was second only to Xie Zhenyuan and was already equally matched with him at the peak of supercluster late stage. The future of the Most High path was completely entrusted to Xie Zhenyuan, so the headmaster Most High was not the slightest bit angry when he saw Bing Qingxian suddenly come, in spite of the impropriety. Bing Qingxian cupped his fist. Headmaster, Qingxian has come to discuss the matter of Qingxian breaking through to Super Void. The sect is also putting forth all its effort for this. The headmaster said. Then good. Qingxian also wants something from headmaster. Bing Qingxian heedlessly took a step forward. What is it? The Heaven Sword and the Heaven Earth Dark Yellow 3 Clarities Sword chant. The headmaster's expression changed. How do you know of this? The Heaven Earth Dark Yellow 3 Clarities Sword chant was a secret that only a few people in the Most High path knew about. Most were completely unaware. Because, Bing Qingxian took another step forward and was just about to explain. All of a sudden, a ray of light flit extremely quickly across Headmaster Most High's nape. Then he saw Bing Qingshuan's expression had become incomparably frightening and merciless. Since we are in decline, then please do not struggle on death's door. Bing Qingxian sneered. He gazed into the starry sky outside the hall, finally taking hold of the Heaven Sword. Xie Zhenyuan, at this moment. The other sections. The lifeless paths Yen Wudao, the dragon palaces Long Nu, the purple firmament's immortal palaces Hu Mi and other star masters were all receiving conversations with their sect ancestral masters. These sects all clearly attached great importance to this, discussing and advising matters pertaining to the start of the 3 heavenly books. Some even had plans for the 7 Stars Assembly. Not only them, but in the Black Turtle territory, 9 Dragons Sea, 9 Dragons Palace. Dai Xingyue returned from the White Tiger territory with countless treasures and secret rumors. When Dai Xingyue brought up the news of Li Taisue's starfall, all of the women were stunned. And when they learned that Shi Xiuxiu's star fell for Su Xing's sake, they were even more resentful. This purple thunder monster really is a scourge. Daredevil third brother surprisingly sacrificed herself for him. This is truly unreasonable. Jin Qiongyu said. Huang Fuyun was more curious about this purple thunder monster's powers. However, these merely made Song Qingzi ponder slightly for a moment. Elder sister, what do we do? That purple thunder monster is so formidable. The girls asked. Song Qingzi looked at several top-notch magic weapons that Dai Xingyue brought back. Her mind shifted. We had better prepare for the heavenly books first. Liked it? Sister Qingxi, just what are you thinking about the purple thunder monster? Xian Yunshang said at this moment. She originally had plans to become Su Xing's star general and drive a wedge into his faction, or possibly, if she found the chance, kill Su Xing. At any rate, ugly prince consort already could see that Su Xing treated his own star general exceptionally well. From the start, he had no mind to put up a guard. Xian Yunshang felt this was completely within her reach. The price for a star general killing her own master was her own death. Ugly prince consort was already prepared to die together with that vile man, a plan to take him down with herself. But when she spoke of this plan, she was met with the opposition of both Queen Jingluan and Qingxi. One of them was unwilling to burden ugly prince consort with the shame of treachery, and the other was uncertain of this plan's success. Nonsense, against a man that can contract both thousand-year star generals Lin Chong and Wu Song. No one dared say for certain what they would do if ugly prince consort was somehow moved to defect should she go sign a contract with him. In the Buddha kingdom, Qingxi saw Su Xing use world-shaking dharma to move the immovable solitary star. In Song Qingxi's heart, Su Xing was honestly unbelievable. We are nearly prepared for the heavenly books. We made contact with the Three Ruans water fort. Prior to the ascent, she will enter the uprising with us. 9 tattooed dragons. Shi Jingluan daintily walked forward. She saw the table of magic weapons and was taken aback. What is the meaning of this, for there to be so many first-rate magic weapons? Jin Qiongyu summarized the incident at the White Tiger territory. 9 tattooed dragons nodded. Although the heavenly books is a good opportunity, what Qingxi has misgivings about is that presently we still cannot be hostile to the purple thunder monster. But with the purple thunder monster's appetite, he will certainly have Lin Yingmei, Wu Siyou and the others go obtain the first heavenly book. That time will be the perfect opportunity to kill them. Jin Qiongyu was very confused why Shi Jingluan agreed with Qingxi. There is no need to worry. Shi Jingluan indifferently said, the purple thunder monster's power is immense. As everyone knows, he definitely will first become the common enemy of all of Liangshan continent's star masters. For the time being, we must bide our time, so as to avoid exposing ourselves. Those star masters are no fools either. If the purple thunder monster finds 6 other stars to unite in the 7-star assembly, then Sister Qingxi will be in danger. Jin Qianjiu said. No one in Qingxi's uprising could say for sure if they could reach Maiden Mountain summit, but because there was the precedent of the 8th Wu Song, the most dependable method was still to necessarily get rid of the other star masters. That was why Jin Qiongyu was anxious. Yuang's star weapon is already 6-star. Queen, yours is also 6-star. Longkue and Yunshang are both at 5-star. Yuyun is even already at Xin-star. I do not believe we are unable to face the purple thunder monster. Jin Qianjiu proudly said. Shi Jingluan slightly smiled, categorically declining Jin Qiongyu. You are too impatient, Jin Qiongyu. In facing the purple thunder monster, Shi Jingluan gazed at that pile of first-rate magic weapons on the table and showed a profound smile. We will win. For now, we shall spectate. For even the palace master of the 9 Dragons Palace, 9 tattooed dragons, to say these words, Jin Qiongyu could only relent, but her heart was still somewhat unreconciled. At this time, Qingxi said, the beginning of the heavenly books is very dangerous for us. Other than the influence of the 9 Dragons Palace and the 3 Ruans water fort, Xinyue and Yuang, there is another matter Qingxi must bother you too about. What? Do not hesitate to give orders. Sun Yuang said. Go find Jade Qilin Lushao. Devil Star Palace, 10,000 Devils Hall. The Holy Lord of Draconic Demon and Su Shengxiang knelt in the main hall, paying their respects to Devil Ancestor Dark Nether. This ancestor shall help your star duels. For the heavenly books, the first heavenly book, you must not disappoint this ancestor. If you can give this ancestor the first heavenly book, this ancestor absolutely will not treat you unfairly. Devil Ancestor Dark Nether said in a low voice. Disciple knows. Holy Lord of Draconic Demon and Su Shengxiang were extremely deferential. This ancestor will dispatch the 4 great law protectors to protect you. Now go. A hoarse voice came from behind the black curtain, and then Su Shengxiang and the Holy Lord of Draconic Demon dismissed themselves. Vermilion Bird Territory, Falling Dragon Mountain. Wife, regarding the heavenly books, this king has already found a good place for wife. Great Saint Falling Sky Rock Demon King sighed. The heavenly books are starting. Please, wife, take care of yourself. This, Kuanping feather shirt, magic weapon was collected over many years for wife. This king also asks wife to be careful. Lady Snake Scorpion was grateful. In the star duels, many people had been exploited for the heavenly books. Only the Rock Demon King was without complaint. If your servant can obtain the first heavenly book, she definitely will grant Lord Husband comprehend transforming star of annihilation. The Rock Demon King earnestly said, this king leaves the first heavenly book to wife. This king shall remain the uninvolved great saint of Falling Dragon Mountain. This king does not value transforming star or whatever. If wife is determined to pursue the star duels, this husband will not stop you and asks you to take care of yourself. Lady Snake Scorpion gracefully bowed. This was considered her gratitude for these past few years. The Xie twins behind were indescribably solemn. You too must properly protect Lady Mother. The Rock Demon King said to them. The start of the heavenly books was not something every sect could put forth all of their effort. Dragon Spring Stream, a modest, little sect. However, at this moment, there was a change in the wind. At the start of the heavenly books, this sect's star master Gong Song and complete star stream Leaping Tiger Chenjianlu had remained lively and vigorous following the starfalls of other sections. However, at this time, Dragon Spring Stream nevertheless suddenly let out a thunderous roar. Gong Song, you bastard that would destroy your own teachers, surprisingly kill your own masters, I will not forgive you. Why, has the sect treated you unfairly? Gong Song chuckled and cupped his fist. Your servant is merely borrowing ancestral masters, Thousand Bell Dew, and Han Emperor Dragon Slaying Sword for the star duels. Ancestral master is honestly stingy. Your servant only wants to obtain the heavenly books, bring honor to our ancestors. Shameful, you bastard. How do you know of the Han Emperor Dragon Slaying Sword? This item is no small matter. With your cultivation, you will be completely unable to control it. Quickly return it. Even Emperor Liang is unable to control it. An ancestral master fumed. Your servant does not want to give you the heavenly books. Jianlu. Gong Song sneered. Emperor Liang is Emperor Liang. I am a star master, a man that Star World has chosen. Chen Jianlu nodded and leapt forth, drawing in the stream a series of phantoms. You would destroy your own masters. Bastard. The 2 supercluster ancestral masters raised a palm, slamming down with endless solemnity. 100 flying swords spun at the same time. Gong Song had been in seclusion for so long, his cultivation had already reached supercluster stage. He was only a little bit behind these 2 ancestral masters, but with Chen Jianlu present, he was not afraid. Knowing that the future 7 Stars Assembly, those star masters would all be supervoid top-notch cultivation. Although Gong Song was nearly breaking through to supercluster late stage, this was far from enough. Thus, he wanted to borrow the Han Emperor Dragon Slaying Sword. He never imagined that the headmaster would surprisingly decline, so he was forced to kill him. If I can kill headmaster, then I can kill you 2 pieces of trash as well. Gong Song sneered. Chen Jianlu's pouncing kill silver light spear's light glowed, sweeping aside the flying swords of the 2 supercluster ancestral masters. Stream Leaping Tiger was extremely quick on the land, instantly landing behind the old men. The girl's spear twisted, attacking with a chilling silver light and a chilling blood light. Earth rank spear technique. Blood frost becomes dream. Silver light and blood light intersected. They intertwined, and one of the ancestral masters was unable to withstand the earthly star's earth rank spear technique. In the blink of an eye, his protective abilities were broken, and then his head left his body. The other old man shouted as he raised the supercluster magic weapon, pestilence-emitting box. The box opened, firing a ray of black chi directly at Gong Song. Gong Song shouted, activating his Dragon Spring Divine Water ability. Divine Water slammed into the black chi. Then, Gong Song also wielded Chen Zhanlu's innate skill, instantly arriving behind him. The Dragon Spring Flying Sword twisted and destroyed this ancestral master. The Dragon Spring Stream's 3 great ancestral masters dying was a thorough waste. The other disciples looked at Gong Song's awesome power and merely trembled in fear, not daring to say a word. Ancestral Master Gong Song. Gong Song sneered. If any word gets out of what happened today, this ancestor shall have you destroyed. Disciples do not dare. Good. Just say the purple thunder monster snooped about the Han Emperor dragon slaying sword and killed the 3 great ancestral master. Gong Song said. Disciples continuously nodded. Gong Song finally left. Great Circle Castle. Jinji Yuye and the other maids were all stained with tears, emotional when they saw noble star Chai Ling, Imperial Empress. All of the women knelt on the ground. Chai Ling turned and sighed. Sisters, please rise. The 9th noble star, these star duels, this palace will absolutely not miss these. You're crying and weeping, how scandalous. You are making my great circle castle lose face. If you cry any further, immediately leave the great circle castle. Imperial Empress, please be careful. Jinji and Yuye still sobbed like before. Chai Ling sighed. Yan Yizhen and Tang Lianxin to the side were very moved by this scene. Gu Tong, you and I will go see Su Xing together. Chai Ling then turned her gaze to female tiger. Ever since she stayed at Great Circle Castle, Chai Ling knew that Gu Tong missed Tang Tang. But, if you truly miss Tang Tang, then go with this palace. The noble star said, if you do not go, you will hurt Tang Tang. As for Xinger, you need not worry. He looks forward to you being with him. Gu Tong grumbled, acquiescing. This palace wonders where that little dullard has run off to. This palace originally wanted to introduce her to Xing'e, if only she did not lose her way. Chai Ling glanced at the Great Circle Castle. She gazed at the vast power this 9th noble star had operated. She was not reluctant to leave, finally deciding to depart. Atop the Great Circle Castle, Kong Ho drank wine, drunkenly gazing at the sky. Finally, the Heavenly Books. At the start of the Heavenly Books, all star masters, star generals, and even sect masters would each have thoughts about it. Each of them was staging a final showing in the star duels. And the 4-style school that Su Xing was a part of was no question. Su Xing had already received Zhu Yueka's sound transmission. This time, the 4-style school had specially crafted for Su Xing a set of defensive magic weapons, 12 jade pearl banners. The headmaster, Taoist Master Xian Tian, made an exception to lend Su Xing the 4 styles Jiankuan sword, increasing his strength to comprehend the heavenly books. Unlike other sects that gave their star masters magic weapons and hoped for a share of the heavenly books, Taoist Master Xian Tian and Zhu Yueka had no such plans. Su Xing had helped the 4-style school more than enough. The 4-style school owed a favor, and they never even thought of the heavenly books. Of course, Su Xing's cultivation was super void middle stage. Even if he actually wanted to, the 4-style school's headmaster would not dare utter a word. Regardless, Su Xing still thanked his master, Zhu Yueka. Right now, you do not need to be so polite. According to the logic of Liangshan Continent's cultivators, I ought to address you as senior. Zhu Yueka smiled. Once a teacher, always a teacher. Su Xing sternly said. Zhu Yueka sighed. In short, fight properly in the star duels. Disciple understands. Lord Father, I am heading out, Vermilion Bird Territory, Firehorn Mountain, a certain forgotten girl miserably said. Liked it? Little Lianxin, you're back. Su Xing meditated in the Longevity Palace. The other wives were at his side. At this moment, ripples appeared in the Longevity Palace. Yan Yizhen and Tang Lianxin returned to the palace, and Su Xing stepped forward with a smile, hugging the two girls. He spotted behind them the charming and haughty Chai Ling and Gu Tong. Linger, Gu Tong, welcome, welcome. Su Xing smiled and said, "Would you dare not welcome this queen?" Chai Ling snorted. Su Xing smiled. Seeing Chai Ling was in good health, he breathed an inward sigh of relief. On the other hand, Gu Tong was somewhat reserved, gazing at the vast bright moon longevity palace in awe. Then she looked at the beauties at Su Xing's side and was shaken. "Tengning, look at who came to see you." Wu Xinjie smiled and said, "Mama." Bai Yutong flew over, throwing herself into female tiger's surging bosom like a bird returned to the forest. For a mother, that place indeed met the standard. Tang Tang. Gu Tong's expression finally softened a bit. Seeing Bai Yutong's little face flushed with delight, Su Xing and the others were very comforted. "This thing is for you." Chai Ling waved her hand. From out of thin air, a dust-covered seal appeared. It looked simple and inelegant, carved with the two words Liangshan. The calligraphy was bold and majestic. From a glance, it was obvious this came from an influential family. The Liangshan seal. Tang Lianxin was astounded. "This is that legendary long-lost Liangshan seal. It was surprisingly in your hands, Chai Ling. How magnificent." Wu Xinjie nodded. "Is this thing really impressive?" Su Xing curiously asked. All of the girls had a defeated expression. Shiyu smiled and said, "Sir does not realize it, but the Liangshan seal is purportedly capable of raising and creating all mountain and stone over the entire Liangshan continent. After activation, it would seem as if the entire Liangshan continent was bearing down on the enemy. However, this seal is very taxing on magic energy and incredibly difficult to control with divine intent. Even super void-level cultivators capable of controlling it can be counted on one hand. The Azure Dragon's number, Emperor Liang, once said that even he was unable to use this seal. And, exactly as Shiyu said, although Xinjie does not know if it is like the legends, Emperor Liang indeed is unable to use it. Presumably, it lives up to the name. Compared to Lord Husband's previous four-symbol seal, it is even stronger. Wu Xinjie said, This is something that one of the previous noble stars obtained at the Crystal Dragon Palace. However, this seal is truly powerful, so no cultivator has been able to use their divine intent to imbue an imprint for the spirit sealing list. Originally, this treasure was the spirit treasure that was the most hopeful to defeat the supreme ultimate diagram. Chai Ling curled her lips. Su Xing listened. Sure enough, this history was awesome. Xingya, this palace is very confident in you. Chai Ling glanced at him tantalizingly. I'll give it a try. Su Xing attempted to imbue the Liangshan seal with his divine intent. A heavy feeling immediately sunk into his mind. His entire brain seemed to be waterlogged, heavy and unable to think. Cold sweat leaked out. Indeed, this treasure had the incredible weight of all of Liangshan continent. Just using divine intent to control it was very taxing. Furthermore, while under control, Su Xing endlessly poured in magic energy. It was surprisingly insatiable. However, in the end, the Liangshan continent was controlled by his divine intent. The Liangshan seal released spirit light. A heavy feeling spread through the entire longevity palace. This indestructible palace abruptly shuddered, shocking everyone endlessly. This palace is indeed exceptional. What a pity that it is too slow to control, its openings too numerous. Wu Xiyo reviewed. Hua Wanyue and Lin Yingmei agreed. If a cultivator activated this against these girls, perhaps they would die more than 100 times. Chai Ling's expression was somewhat awkward. She only thought this Liangshan seal could surpass the supreme ultimate diagram and wanted to give Su Xing the most powerful magic weapon, but she actually did not consider other factors. Chai Ling had one last help the needy for justice for the 3 heavenly books, so she did not want to waste it. Since she was participating in the star duels, Queen Noble Star also pondered for a while. The Great Circle Castle's riches and magic weapons were innumerable. She even had several random 5 Spirit Law heavenly books, Purple Star level astral treasures, and even more prehistoric spirit treasures. She originally wanted to help Su Xing find materials for his sun, moon, star, and dragon flying swords. It was a pity the Great Circle Castle did not contain these materials. Her innate skill could only choose one thing, and after much consideration, Chai Ling chose this Liangshan seal. A little more practice is all I need. Ling, you really did take a lot of trouble. Su Xing gratefully said. The corner of Chai Ling's mouth curled. However, you didn't bring a few magic weapons to protect yourself, did you? This palace has presented Xinger with 10 trillion. Xinger, no need to worry. Chai Ling said. Exactly, there is no safer magic weapon in the world than Su Xing. Sure, Yuan agreed. Everyone smiled. Then they discussed Mu Duang. They only knew that they had lost track of her and were somewhat at a loss. Su Xing smiled and asked Chai Ling, Linger, can you sign a lifelong contract with me now? Xinger, you truly are flippant and insincere. What a lifelong contract. Chai Ling covered her mouth, brimming with a splendid smile. However, this palace still cannot oblige you. This makes me very uneasy. Su Xing shook his head. The Noble Star's red ink iron certificate was Liangshan continent's strongest item. If she died in the star duels and that red ink iron certificate was taken, then it would allow any star master or star general a one-time safeguard against death. Presumably, the Noble Star would become everyone's target. If this palace acquiesces, then the heavenly books will become much more difficult. Chai Ling rolled her eyes. Su Xing suddenly remembered an important question. These heavenly books, just what are they? Other than Lining, all of the wives nearly collapsed onto the ground. The most famous heavenly books in the Liangshan continent's 9th star duels was also the most discussed topic by all of Liangshan's cultivators. Everyone knew, no one was unfamiliar, but the purple thunder monster who had contracted 13 star generals and swept across the 4 territories surprisingly did not know what the heavenly books were. Oh heavens. Buddha. Just what is this man? Everyone scrutinized Su Xing for a while before finally determining he was asking seriously. Su Xing could not be blamed. When he first learned of the star duels, the 3 heavenly books were still very far off. Su Xing had never asked either. Afterwards, so many things happened, and time was never enough. He would never bother to go ask about the heavenly books, so by the time the heavenly books began, Su Xing finally notices, he still did not know what was so paramount about the 4th phase of the star duels or what the heavenly books he often heard about were. As a result, at the very last moment, the purple thunder monster that shocked Liangshan continent and caused countless star masters to resentfully grind their teeth began to listen to the lecture of his wives, starting his first class on the heavenly books. 3 heavenly books. Liangshan continent's 4th phase. The quintessence of the star duels. The 3 heavenly books were rumored to come from the Xian Nu of 9th heaven. They were purportedly treasures of Star World, concealing secrets about the world. Liangshan continent's most inconceivable also was the treasure that most made cultivators and star generals scrambled madly. As long as the one who obtained the book deciphered the mystery, comprehending transforming star of annihilation was even closer within their grasp. These heavenly books altogether were divided into former, middle, and latter volumes. Each heavenly book was different, and the method to obtain each one was different as well. For example, the latter volume. When they entered the heavenly books phase, a star general need only enter Xian Nu in a dream, and after contemplating for about a day, they could obtain a latter volume heavenly book. Star general or star master could then study the latter volume heavenly book, and after studying, they could have a response on any star master or star general that appeared in a range of 1,000,000 li. In other words, regardless of well-hidden a star general was, so long as you possessed the latter volume heavenly book, they could be detected. Furthermore, this type of detection did not require use of divine intent. It did not need the usage of any star energy whatsoever. This was the heavenly book's latter volume. Middle volume. Star generals in an environment corresponding to their own 5 elements would enter a dream. In this dream, they were rumored to encounter various challenges, and as long as they completed these challenges, they would obtain a middle volume heavenly book upon awakening. The middle heavenly book's function was even better than the latter volumes. In regards to any star general that obtained the middle heavenly book and learned it, an increase star energy, confer innate talent, obtain astral treasure, hidden star weapon, comprehend new dark, yellow, or earth technique, and other random benefits. Regardless of whatever was obtained, a star general's power would increase by leaps and bounds. This was the heavenly book's middle volume. Former heavenly book. The most important of importance in the star duels, it was an item that was even capable of deciding the turning point of victory or defeat in the star duels. It was also the most coveted magic weapon in Liangshan continent. A cultivator could comprehend transforming Star of Annihilation with the former heavenly book and fly into Star World. For a star general, comprehend heaven rank and upgrade star weapon. The power of a heaven rank need not be explained further. Even after the 7 stars assembly, not every star general could comprehend a heaven rank. Yet if a star general was able to comprehend a heaven rank and then used the heavenly book to comprehend her heaven rank, then she was practically the strongest enemy in the 7 stars assembly. And though a star weapon upgrade appeared simple, even with a superb destined weapon level, upgrade materials were increasingly sparse. To upgrade to a 7-star destined weapon, a heavenly star required 192 pieces of fine gemstones and 1,280 liang of spirit sand. In Liangshan continent, this was practically impossible to achieve. The previous overlord, Wu Song, completely relied on heavenly book comprehension to achieve her last 2 stars to shake the entire Liangshan continent with the might of a 9-star destined weapon. The former heavenly book was so highly sought, it was obvious also that obtaining it was very difficult. Entering an environment corresponding to her own 5-element notwithstanding, the more vile the environment, the better the chance of obtaining the heavenly book. Other than this, the Star Master necessarily had to be beside the Star General, continuously feeding star energy to the Star General. Only after an unimaginably difficult trial had been completed in her dream could she finally obtain the heavenly book. If an ordinary Star Master's star energy was unable to last, a Star General in the middle of the trial could possibly be forced out due to insufficient star energy. This was the former heavenly book. Worth mentioning was that the so-called dreaming method was the state of a Star General falling asleep. During this time, the Star General was very weak, practically a state of death while sitting. Liangshan continent's cultivators and other Star Masters often would seize this chance to launch sneak attacks while a Star General was comprehending their former heavenly book. They could even possibly obtain the heavenly book belonging to the Star General, and because comprehending the former heavenly book was very difficult, both Star General and Star Master were in an extremely precarious position during this phase. Also, each Star General could obtain one of the 3 heavenly books while sleeping. If afterwards they could kill another Star General, they had a certain chance to obtain the heavenly book belonging to that Star General. This was also why the star duels often truly became a scene of bitterness after the heavenly books. The strong wanted to obtain the heavenly books of the weak to use against even stronger enemies. The weak wanted to rely on talent to resist strong enemies. After hearing the explanation of the 3 heavenly books from his wives, Su Xing was shaken. He finally said, "Xian Nu of 9th heaven is a pervert. Liked it?" Star Site Year 980 Cooling Kingdom, Yanggu County, Jingyang Ridge. On this day, an escape light flew out of the sky. A dragon boat of twinkling starlight landed at a restaurant on Jingyang Ridge. In the light of the setting sun, 3 words on the sign, after 3 bowls, "Do not cross the ridge," were particularly eye-catching. An elegant man walked out from the dragon boat. This man's presence was introverted, his steps steady. Beside him were several different young women wearing bamboo hats. The waiter of the restaurant felt one of them was very familiar. That woman was like a flower, like ice and snow. Her slim eyes were deep and vast, their light glittering like the stars, and she was quiet to the point she made him feel stifled, awed. Her eyebrows were like smoke, her lips red and her teeth white. She wore black-marked clothing and a demonic lotus cloak. Her breasts were like clouds, her figure incomparably graceful. Those slender jade legs were clad in rare leather armor boots. Above all, that satiny black hair spilled past her but, flowing like a suspended galaxy. She was like a fairy from a painting. The woman was elegant and cold, just like a black lotus blossoming amongst those of pure white. Her nobility brimmed with rejection and alienation that made people unable to lift their gazes to admire her. The waiter's expression changed. Without a doubt, this woman was none other than Wu Xiao, and the man beside her naturally Su Xing along with his other wives. So this is Jingyang Ridge. So pretty. Sure, Yuan said in pleasant surprise. Yuaner, be serious. Wu Xinjie reminded her. First we go drink a bit of wine. Then we go up Jingyang Ridge. Su Xing said to Wu Xiao. Wifey, what do you feel? Wu Xiao nodded. Your concubine has not tasted Jingyang Ridge's golferia. Everyone came to Jingyang Ridge this time for no other purpose. They specifically went so that Wu Xiao could comprehend her heavenly book. Jingyang Ridge's topography corresponded to metal, and it was also the first place that the pilgrim gained her reputation. Naturally, this was the optimal place for Wu Xiao to enter Xian Nu in a dream. Su Xing's group entered the restaurant. This scale could not be described as small. Other than absentees Shiyu, Chai Ling, and Gu Tong with Tang Tang, Su Wen, and Lian Xin outside the star nest, the other wives were all at his side. Across the star duels, this was practically their most simultaneous adventure. If they counted allies like Zhao Hanyan and Gong Kaiwei, then their formation was excessive to the extreme. Other cultivators stared wide-eyed. The smarter people easily deduced his identity. None of them dared breathe. They merely buried their heads in wine, so as not to be noticed by this purple thunder monster. Su Xing knew that no matter where he went now, he would attract attention, so he may as well act poised. Dear customer, your wine? The waiter smiled amicably. Thanks. Su Xing was not an overbearing person. After he paid with gold, he stayed for a while in the restaurant. Originally, he wanted to listen to some of the conversations of these cultivators to scout information pertaining to the other Star Master's heavenly books. After all, 7 days had already passed since the heavenly books began. What a pity that his scale was too shocking. These cultivators did not dare utter a word for fear of saying something wrong. This made Su Xing quite bored. In the end, after sitting a while, he paid his bill and scaled Jingyang Ridge. Only after he left did the cultivators in the restaurant finally dare speak. Heavens, that man just now was so ostentatious. Each of those young women were absolute beauties. Could they be star generals? The pilgrim. Did you not see that pilgrim? There was also Hu Sanyang, the most beautiful of the star generals. She lives up to her name indeed. Just a glance made me lose my breath. Beautiful is the best you can describe the panther head? Those eyes, that figure truly are tisk. I could die without regrets just with a glance at her. That Chan-clothed maiden was very saintly. Could she be? AI, this man truly does have the joy of a harem. He seeks his own doom. I heard the Star General of Lifeless Hall's Yen Wudao took the lead already by receiving the former volume Heavenly Book. How is this possible? In only 7 days? Everyone was shocked. 7 days for the former volume Heavenly Book was too fast. Take a good look at who she is. Featherless Arrow Zhang Qing. The world's best at hidden weapons, and the Lifeless Hall spared no effort helping her. Rumor is that there was some magic weapon for assistance. In short, not unexpected. That man mysteriously aroused the curiosity in everyone's minds. A thorough investigation. I also heard that the Purple Thunder monster shows endless potential, but it seems the other Star Masters have already deliberated to join together in preparation to wipe them out in one swoop. Don't say too much so as to avoid other people hearing this. You're finding yourself trouble. Exactly. Everyone conversed and discussed, lamenting that the prospects of the heavenly books were endless, envying that the Purple Thunder monster had so many star generals at his side. They thought that even if he died, he would still be outstanding. So annoying. It's all about Sister Xinjie, Nangzi, Xiao, and Shaking. Could it be that this young lady isn't worth a mention? The Shi Yuan hidden in a dark corner punched the air. Hearing the cultivator's conversations made her fume to death. This young lady is wearing all black and is unexpectedly being ignored, damn it all. Just as Su Xing said. The moment he leaves, they'll become much more chatty. That Yen Wudao surprisingly obtained a former volume heavenly book. Su Xing hasn't got one yet. Pleased with herself, she hurried to deliver the news to Su Xing. Shi Yuan became a black shadow and suddenly escaped. No one perceived her. Someone did. In a corner, a graceful man drank wine. He caught sight of Shi Yuan's near imperceptible concealment technique. Wife, shall we go? Lord husband, keep watching. The woman in a mantle said in a low voice. Her voice was melodious as a songbird's, mellow and natural. Cool breeze fort. Smoke billowed about, miserably pervading the area. The 200 people in Cool Breeze Fort were entirely slaughtered, wretched and desolate. A thick stench of blood filled the air. An old man was currently atop the Cool Breeze Fort absorbing the ambient qi, breathing slowly. A ray of spirit light flickered around his body. His presence had supervoid strength. If Su Xing was here, he would definitely be shocked because the old man was none other than Northern Darkness Has Fish. Northern Darkness Has Fish was currently meditating and recovering. Although the spirit qi of Cool Breeze Forth was sparse, he had no choice. Damned purple thunder monster. This old man truly is unreconciled. Northern Darkness Has Fish lifted his head to gaze at the crimson star in the sky, incomparably resentful. Originally, he wanted to rely on the White Tiger Territory's Demon Kin and Liao Emperor for an alliance to face Su Xing, but he never thought that insufferably arrogantly Tai Sui would surprisingly starfall before the heavenly books and for the Liao Emperor to vanish. This made Northern Darkness Has Fish endlessly resentful. With evenly Tai Sui dead, who else could be the Purple Thunder Monster's opponent? He knew that the heavenly books had already begun. He was not his foe before, and now was even more impossible. However, this old man will not give up like this. The Star Master will definitely unite to fight the Purple Thunder Monster. At that time, this old man will definitely show him my might. Northern Darkness Has Fish thought to himself. Suddenly, his divine intent moved. He found that 2 young women were scaling the mountain. Those women were dressed very plainly, and their cultivation was very mediocre. One of them wore a yellow shirt and shorts. She was about 14 or 15. With a white banner in hand, she stopped and paid her respects to each and every one of the slaughtered people of Cool Breeze Fort. A spirit light would fly out from each corpse and enter that white banner. The other young woman was not worth a mention. Star General, Northern Darkness Has Fish was elated. He immediately sensed their background. Now that the heavenly book had already begun, this Star General did not have protection either. If this old man kills them, then I can obtain a heavenly book. This is truly charcoal in a snowstorm. Northern Darkness Has Fish was excited, already arousing his killing intent. He was full of hatred for any Star Master now, itching to kill them all. The yellow-clothed woman was named Xue Mingxi, and indeed, she was a Star General. Ranked 84th Tranquil Star Sick Tiger Xue Yong. She had come to this Cool Breeze Forth to enter her dream and obtain the heavenly book, but she never imagined she would see a mountain of corpses. They had all been killed. Xue Mingxi slightly sighed, uttering an incantation, continuously performing a ritual. From the Cool Breeze Fort's corpses, spirit lights flew out and into her white banner. All of a sudden at this moment, a powerful pressure pounced towards them. Xue Mingxi was startled and saw a green light flash, heard a shout. Extreme clarity, height clarity, jade clarity. Go. Northern Darkness Fish acted decisively, completely in spite of his elderly refined appearance. Like a demon, he gestured and breathed out clear qi. That qi suddenly assumed the form of swords, split off and formed 3 sword arrays. This was the most high path's 3 clarities sword chant. This sword array was fierce, swift as lightning. It was already attacking with just a crackle, but Xue Mingxi was merely startled, not frightened. Just as Northern Darkness Has Fish was baffled, suddenly, that nondescript woman took action. She raised her hand, releasing light. Like two dragons twisting and turning, they struck the flying swords. Northern darkness has fish pressed on, but the commonplace woman used another technique. Without any power to be said, by the time Northern darkness has fish realized it, several arrow lights had already bit into his bones, unbearably painful. It nearly made Northern darkness has fish fall to the ground. The young woman shouted again. Another arrow light pelted Northern darkness has fish who could barely ward the attack off, covering him with cuts. Northern darkness has fish did not know when, but his 3 clarities flying swords had been entangled by this girl's strange arrow light, surprisingly unable to counterattack. This young woman alone easily suppressed him, making Northern darkness has fish very infuriated. A Star Master dares be impudent before this old man. Northern darkness has fish shouted. He used another powerful sword chant. The 3 clarities swords light attacked. How can you 2 alone be this old man's opponent? You do not know your own strength. Northern darkness has fish sneered. Clear chi gathered, and those 3 sword arrays suddenly scattered like mist, disappearing into the air. Green light appeared as far as the eye could see in the air. The 2 girls did not dare stop. Their figures moved, instantly closing the distance. Revolving white light suddenly appeared. Northern darkness has fish suddenly sensed countless spirits fly out from the cool breeze fort. They wailed in his ear, making him feel incomparable pain, leaving him unable to fight. What is this Northern darkness has fish was astonished at the sudden change. He saw that yellow-clothed woman had taken action. I am sick tiger Shuemingshi. Evildoer, enter the underworld and suffer the bitterness of samsara. Shuemingshi coldly said. She waved that white banner. White light flashed. Not good, Earthrank. Northern darkness has fish changed. Just you alone? There is also me. The other woman suddenly acted. How is this possible? What is this power? Northern darkness has fish's eyes widened. Everywhere he looked, there were matchless arrow lights. He was suddenly ashen. I shall accept this expression of despair. Shuemingshi nodded. Liked it? Yen Wudao has obtained the former volume of the Heavenly Books. Upon Jingyang Ridge, Su Xing listened to the information Shi Yuan brought back with some shock. The 3 Heavenly Books appeared simple, but in fact, the former Heavenly Books' time limit was 1 month. In the effective time limit, a Star General must comprehend the Heavenly Books starting from the latter up to the former volume. She could not be met with interruptions along the way. In these 7 days, Su Xing's wives had comprehended the Heavenly Books in succession, but while comprehending the Heavenly Books, a Star General and Star Master could not separate. Therefore, their progress was slow. To date, Bai Yutong obtained her latter Heavenly Book, Tang Lianxin and Suwen, and Shi Yuan each obtained their middle volume. Because the former volume's time was indeterminate, they did continue their comprehension. And the challenge of the Heavenly Books former was not something they could handle. Young Lord, let us help Sio stand guard. Wu Xinjie said. Beside her white and black unicorn tiger, Wu Sio sat down cross-legged. In the swaying shadows of trees, amidst the blowing clear breeze, this was the best time to enter the dream. Wifey, be careful. Su Xing said. Wu Sio smirked and slowly closed her eyes, entering meditation. The Heavenly Books seemed to be a treasure everyone in Liangshan continent knew about, but the fact was that comprehension was a very tedious and long process. However, across all the star duels, even the most top-notch martial generals would lose consciousness as they meditated to comprehend the Heavenly Books. At this time, if they encountered danger, things would be very troublesome. In the past, this was the perfect opportunity for Star Masters to attack other opponents. In fact, when Su Xing's party came to Jingyang Bridge, the fame of the Purple Thunder Monster had already flew quickly across the cooling kingdom. However, Su Xing's strength was already capable of sweeping across all of Liangshan continent. He did not fear even encirclement by the 10 great sects. As a result, he was quite leisurely. All of the girls were nearby. Su Xing took this time to begin preparing refinement of the 5 elements flying swords. His divine intent moved. In the air, gold, red, and yellow lights flew out. The gold light was like a dragon, coiling about, its power violent and tyrannical. The red light spread open behind Su Xing like the wings of a bird, its burning bright flames evoking the flight of an absolutely beautiful firebird, quite magnificent. That final yellow light was like the 5 sacred mountains, arranging into a formation in the background, as secure and indestructible as a fortress. These 3 swords were metal element heaven tearing, fire element Jian feather, and the last was the earth element flying sword. The 12 earth element flying swords spun around. These flying swords were reforged earth element swords of Zhen Wu divine iron. Having gone through some time in shaping, the refinement was already nearly in its final phase. Su Xing began his final bit of refinement. When he carved the flying sword's name, Su Xing did not want the same name as before, Heavenly Abyss. Since this was a new flying sword, he naturally could not use the same name. The new earth element flying sword gave an even more simple aura. This stone was refined using Su Xing's purple star transforming qi. Like a pillar raised to support the heavens, purple qi lingered around it. Thinking for a moment, Su Xing carved 2 bold words. Time immemorial, young master, besides the water element, have the other 5 elements already been completed? Lin Ying may sense the vast, ancient and profound qi of the time immemorial swords, widening her eyes. Su Xing nodded and said, precisely. Because Langya was needed to control the ghost cavalry king, it was nailed into the 10,000-year Gu demon's body, so he did not bring it out. However, he only lacked the water element from the 5 elements. But the 10,000-year black ice had already been grinded by Tang Lianxin, needing only Su Xing to forge it. However, this ice was extremely cold. To forge it, he needed to return to the black ice abyss once more. Ingmate, you have to go to the black ice abyss to comprehend your heavenly book? We can do both together. AI, your servant has made young master use extra effort. Lin Yingmei was apologetic. There are still more than 20 days. Can sisters Wanyue, Xinjie, Shaking, Little Huang, and Little E comprehend their former heavenly books in time? And Su Wen worriedly asked. At this time, Su Xing's numerous star generals showed apologetic looks. In any case, 20 days was impossible to reach the former heavenly book, so this trip to Jingyang Ridge was specifically to help Wu Xiao quickly comprehend it. After all, this place was related to the pilgrim. Comprehension speed for the heavenly book would be very quick. This young lady wonders how elder sister Xiao is doing? Shi Yuan said. After 3 days. The Su Xing who was currently resting suddenly felt his forehead burn. His star energy was beginning to gradually and continuously enter Wu Xiao. The cool and elegant pilgrim's surroundings stirred. Her long hair gently floated, and a black light appeared. Multiple black lotuses appeared around Wu Xiao. Su Xing knew from a glance that this was the time for the former heavenly book. Immediately, his expression was delighted. Xiao has already entered the former heavenly book. This young lady wonders what the former heavenly book is like. Shi Yuan enviously said. At this moment, in the dream of the heavenly book, Wu Xiao saw before her eyes white mist. She saw nothing inside of it, nothing outside of it. After a long while, Wu Xiao walked to a point where the white mist cleared. A small alley appeared in front of her. Wu Xiao quickened her steps along this alley. Below the mountain, a simple town appeared. A vague memory stirred in Wu Xiao's mind. The pilgrim entered the city. Hundreds of people lined the streets, welcoming her. The tiger fighting hero has returned. Great benefactor. Everyone knelt and bowed in admiration. Wu Xiao felt something was off, but she could not think of what it was. The pilgrim was not good with words and did not know how to react. She merely stared coldly. Beyond the crowd, she suddenly heard a lovely voice shout. Little sister, you finally returned. The crowd parted. A dwarfish man ran over, dancing in joy. Following beside the man was a woman, mature and lovely to the bone. When the crowd saw her, they immediately cupped their fists and congratulated her. Magistrate truly is fortunate to have such a tiger fighting hero as a little sister. In the future, Yanggu County will be completely depending on you. Ha ha, in the future, there will be no need to go buy pork buns. Right, right, Yanggu County can rely on Constable Wu. Everyone said. That dwarf walked before Wu Xiyo, emotionally saying, "Little sister, at long last, you finally returned. Come here, allow me to introduce you. This is your sister-in-law, Jinlian." That beautiful woman dripping with maturity had her hair tied in a bun, fragrant silk clothes, and was mesmerizing. She was simply incongruous to this short man. It was difficult to imagine they were surprisingly husband and wife. Jinlian is pleased to meet elder sister Xiyo. Pan Jinliang greeted her, gazing at Wu Xiyo's beautiful eyes with restrained emotion. An epiphany emerged in Wu Xiyo's mind. This was her elder brother, and this woman was her sister-in-law Pan Jinlian. Wu Xiyo finally understood her history. The history of a star general had always been a mystery even to themselves. Even if they inherited memories, those only pertained to the star duels, but any star maiden would be full of curiosity as to why they would descend into this world, feel incomparable curiosity for who their mother and father were. It was precisely because of this pure desire that star maidens would throw themselves into the star duels only to scale Maiden Mountain to go meet them. Even the most cold and elegant pilgrim could not help but feel warmth upon seeing her own family. Elder brother, sister-in-law. The pilgrim saluted. A few days later, Wu Xiyo had completely forgotten the star duels. To be accurate, the moment she entered the heavenly books, the star duels were already wiped from her mind, leaving the pilgrim only with the memory of interacting with family. In Yanggu country, Wu Xiyo had taken the role of constable. All of Yanggu County's people venerated her. During the day, she patrolled. At night, she drank, discussing the day's event in leisure with her elder brother and sister-in-law. But, Wu Xiyo gazed at the cup of wine in her hand, nevertheless feeling something was off. What is elder sister thinking about? A sweet voice interrupted Wu Xiyo's thoughts. Wu Xiyo returned to her senses and saw that her sister-in-law Pan Jinlian was pouring her a cup. This mature beauty was dressed even more lovely than the first time they met. That wide brocade exposed her snow-white shoulders, her milk-white cleavage. When she lowered her head in toast, she practically exposed herself. Elder sister Xiyo, is your servant beautiful? Pan Jinlian saw Wu Xiyo lower her head, showing bashfulness. She did not hide herself. Instead, sticking even closer to Wu Xiyo, her full breasts about to burst out of her clothes. Sister-in-law, please be more serious. Wu Xiyo coldly said. Can elder sister tell your servant what place isn't serious? Pan Jinliang hugged Wu Xiyo, her breath like flowers, fragrant. As she said this, she slipped her soft hand down Wu Xiyo's shirt, slowly sliding it downwards. Her skin was soft, just within reach. Wu Xiyo chilled, pushing it aside. Sister-in-law, what is this? We are both women. Sister-in-law only envies elder sister's figure. Pan Jinliang said pitifully. Your concubine does not want this from sister-in-law. Wu Xiyo coldly said. Your concubine? Could it be that elder sister has a lord husband? However, this form of self-address, elder sister, is very tempting indeed. Pan Jinliang pursed her lips. Your concubine? Lord husband? Wu Xiyo suddenly felt her head hurt, as if she had forgotten something. Elder sister, what is the matter? Pan Jinlian asked, concerned. Wu Xiyo tightly wrinkled her brow, not answering. It must be that the alcohol in this golferia is too strong, Pan Jinlian said in a soft voice, gently propping up Wu Xiyo's waist. It would be better if Jinlian puts elder sister to be for rest. Golferia, wine? Wu Xiyo's consciousness was increasingly painful. Seeing Wu Xiyo was so pained, Pan Jinliang showed a charming expression. Her eyes had a peculiar glint. After covering her with a blanket, Pan Jinlian daintily walked out the door. Outside the door, Wu Xiyo saw her say something to someone. Mr. Shiman, elder sister is here. If she discovers us and tells the magistrate, things will be bad for us. A lowly and insignificant constable, what is there to be afraid of? So troublesome. The voices grew quieter and quieter, Yet Wu Xiao focused all of her concentration on reflecting. She'd definitely forgotten something. She should not be so comfortable. Wu Xiao's head hurt more and more. A few images suddenly appeared in her mind. After the purple star treasure chest, facing old immortal extreme clarity, that man was together with her. Inside the void immortal's abode, flying swords and her noble frost demonic lotus clashed. In the end, he did not change his expression even when he lost. Then in the Vermilion Bird territory, they called each other husband and wife against the 10,000-year Jiu demon. That voice seemed to be in her ear. I'll just call you wifey and you call me hubby. Wifey? Hubby? The so-called naturally refers to the white hairs of old age. Then, represents the female gender. Represents male. Outsiders that hear this would naturally feel this would be related to a husband and wife. What's the matter? As you wish. An image of her making a declaration to kill against many strong enemies appeared in her mind. Your concubine is here, how could she allow you to humiliate Lord Husband? The last image fell on the Crystal Dragon Palace's banquet, kissing in front of everyone's stares. At that moment, Wu Xiao's heart was touched, like a dream from the past pounding endlessly inside Wu Xiao's mind, fiercer and fiercer. When the crimson star flashed, Wu Xiao's eyes suddenly became clear as water. Su Xing. Note, I'm not sure how much of this dream actually was part of Wu Xiao's own life or if it was a previous life at all. The previous life in the title is a literal translation of, which was the raw text. I'm more inclined to say that this is simply a dream, and this is not Wu Xiao's previous life. If this was anyone's life, then this is the life of the first Wu Song, whose memories she is simply reliving/reenacting. Liked it? You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.